Good morning. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to SKTV. Welcome to SKTV Live. Let's share the show, please. Let's share the show as you join us. Let's share the show. Today, want to know if Liberia can make any change under the Joseph Yuma Boyka and Jeremiah Combs administration. We would like to know. Well, let's share the show. Let's share the show, folks. Let's share the show. There is a lot happening. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Good afternoon. Good evening. Hey. Hi, hey. Let's share the show. My Bob Milburn will be joining us here. Let's share the show, everyone. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Please and please. Milburn, what's going on, man? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. Thank God for life, at least to be among the living. It's not something easy. Whenever we are given the kind of opportunity by our Creator, we got to be grateful, we got to be happy, and we have to praise Him. This is why, for me, if I go into the house of God, all I do there is I dance, praise, and dance. That's the only thing I can do. I go there with no complaint because I've seen that why would I be complaining if the person who sent me on this earth gave me life, which of course is an opportunity for me to be alive and choose between good and bad. So I go to God. I'm happy all of the time, my brother. And let me be frank. I like the story of Apostle Paul when he and his disciple when they're in prison. And all they do there was to dance. It's just like you've been wishing for something. Paul been wishing as to, I want to see the king. I want to see the king. And how one of these days, the kind of thing will happen. Because you want to tell the king the truth. And so good. Saw the king, people impressing him. And what happened? Thinking. Father God, thank you. So they be happy. So I'm always grateful. I'm always thankful, even though the going can be easy, but God is there. And God knows everything. So why should I complain to him?
Oh,
So
man,
I'm happy. How you doing? I mean, you are muted though. How you doing? Everything how you end?
I say you're not start with spirituality again. You're not bringing spiritual issue there. But man, yeah, Deacon, so let update the people. How far you going with your Deacon Benin? What thing? Because I hope they not get somebody to already replace you. Because
So
you saw how they replaced Zakara unceremoniously. What next?
and in fact,
What's going on?
and we find, in fact, as we speak, rather you and myself, your deacon is having a serious meeting. I don't know, is that a dinner meeting tonight with the new chiefs, the new chief of elder and so on. Right now, as we speak, they are in their cha-cha-cha. They're having their own talk. Yes, so far as we may inform you, because you are one of the deacon's son. So I got to inform you as to what's going on. So for me, well, my brother, I'm not count on this eye to please any man. Let me be frank, Steve. We will agree and we disagree. But come on this eye that some of our brother will come and be worshiping. I don't worship him. I worship the Almighty Creator. If you want to be a help to me, well, that's it. I'm grateful. Tell you thank you. Tell God thank you. That's why I, I appreciate every little effort, every little help I receive from people. Because it's not easy for people to abandon their happiness and pay attention to you. So for me, if the people, because I'm still working though, mind you, I'm still working. But every time we try to work high, there are some things that you have to do. There are some things that you have to swallow. There are some things that you got to, So it's not easy. Let me be frank, especially to be in the our own religious settings now and then. It's not easy. You swallow some bitter pills. You remain mute on some things. That's the only way that you see yourself sometimes going through. But if you want to be combative or you want to be straightforward, then sometimes you may not find your way through. So I'm straightforward anyway.
Well, so as a deacon, I don't know what you mean combative, but maybe that a term you can use in your deacon area. Me, I've never been a deacon before. I know the rules of deacons. So I don't know. We are asking about the status of your deaconship. You're talking different things. So
no, it's still pending, it's still ongoing, and we still on a training. I make it simple. I want you to get what I'm saying. We are still on a training.
You think you'll get a position?
From what I'm seeing, the chances are there, but it's not easy. Like I said, the world we live in now, there are so many things ongoing.
Yeah, so but because you said the chances are there, but you think you will get it. What do you know? Maybe you do not get it now.
Well, because one thing I will tell you and our people, our listeners out there is that people who are working hard in some of the churches, I just want you to just grab something quick during the Father's Day, during the Mother's Day. Are you seeing some of the people who really working hard in the churches? Are you seeing some of them been giving some of the appreciation to, even though some churches do, or majority of the churches, they don't do. So they look for that person who is just shining stone or shining star, who their life is.
So you complaining? Wait. So you complaining? Wait now. You complaining to the media today that there is some interference into your deaconship that you might not get it.
Not exactly. But what I'm saying is I'm still on training. And the training will last for a longer time. So sometimes
how long is the training? Did that last longer time? How long is the training? Because your bishop listening. And I want a bishop to get it. How long is the training, newborn? That will be all that other extra training what you're talking about important.
So the training of you becoming a deacon, when you read the book or 2 minutes, is that in 2 minutes? Somebody gotta help me quick.
My man,
second 2 minutes. No, but let me tell you, the role of a deacon is to help you people that want to be, or if who are bishops. And so is my role. So Masalu and help. So so Ravi, don't mind Steve and Ravi. Steve want to put me into serious situation.
Folks, we have the quickly in the program in a little bit. We have Minister Mark Chamate will join us in the program to talk about some of the things that they're doing as a ministry. Mark Chamate will join us quickly on the program here. We're waiting for signal from Mark Chamate. Once he lets us know, we'll bring him on the program. But in a little bit, because we're setting up and setting the stage for the conversation, there are a lot of things going on. So Minister Mark Chamate will be joining us here in just a jiffy. But Melbourne, I must say, yeah, I'm not understanding some things in our country. But anyway, before we get into other news, let's hear from you locally. What's been going on the ground? What's the latest news? And What can we expect?
Well, so again, as usual, some of the happening that started sometime on Monday up to the weekend. So far, these are some of the trading news, apart from the latest one that heard from the speaker or himself, Speaker Council of Volanti Kufa, talking about a joint investigation or joint committee that are going to investigate into the budget because I know there's been this information about the budget that the budget has been tampered with, and in that 20 million USD has been missing. So they're going to, in fact, he's saying that they're going to have a joint team that's going to investigate that and see as to what really went wrong, how the money got missing, whether the money was placed there, the money was placed there by whom, and so forth. So that also spark up mixed reactions back home. People are saying, how would the budget be signed and later on other people go back and maybe place in their own money or so forth. So they are not hearing the speaker and also some of our legislature for taking some of the best steps in making sure that they fight corruption. So far, these are some of the happening apart from all of the week days, all of the happening for now. Nothing major is happening apart from our president having a dinner night tonight with the chiefs or the new leader of the traditional council. So as we speak, that interactions is ongoing tonight. So far, I think these are some of the major news back home. Apart from that, apart from all of the debts, the opposition wahala, so on. So far, my brother, nothing much today.
Well, let's go back just a little bit. So you said Joseph Walker is meeting with the traditional leader. That's a sign that because we just elected a new traditional leader, that's a sign that Zanzibar Kawa should be a go, right?
Most definitely, as far as we are concerned, Sanzakawa is on the Sanzakawa. Sanzakawa is now out, and we have a new breed of leaders of the chief or traditional council that are going to carry us. We don't know as to how many years, because mind you, sometimes when so many people come to position, they stay long until maybe another government come in and maybe take them from there. But again, yes, he's out, and his wife also were defeated also in district number 2. Mind you, the lawmaker that was brought at one time was the one that defeated his wife in Grand Bassa County, district number 2. The reverend. So I don't know, the reverend or the bishop. So that means the husband is out of job, the wife is also out of job as we speak.
Wait. I mean, what kind of news that would be given? You don't just give it and just roll it out, man. Wait. So you're saying the men of God defeated the chief Zoe, you know what?
Yes, indeed. And after, look, these are questions out there, but it's just because of time. But after defeating Zanzaka's wife, the man flew back. In fact, the man go to the US for months. He was there even prior to the certification and so forth. I don't know that was fear or what, but after a certain time, he came back and got his certificate and he started work. But as we speak, he's the one that defeated the former traditional council wife.
But wait. Do you think that part of the reason that led to Zanzakawa not being retained?
Which one?
Wait now. No, because we got to evaluate the thing. Either the power of God is in Liberia, because for the chief Zoe. But I can't blame the men of God too, because when you look at it for two, Zanzakawa is wearing Gucci shoes, Gucci shades, and dressing like a pimp and a player. So I mean that in itself is struggling. So he's not behaving like a man of God. He's not portraying the image of the whole quote unquote, traditional people, Zoe or whatever it is. So Zanzakawa basically Sounds like Kawa was just there getting free pay and dressing and passing around. Is that what you're saying? Because this is unheard of.
And let me be frank with you, that how it's been, and even as we speak right now, also there have been some misreaction also to the newest elected or zoo or traditional council go analyzing is go right, that in fact he's also portraying that same thing, holding I know someone said he was holding iPhone, he was holding those BB phones and so forth. So at the end of the day, most of our chiefs that is kind of a new life now that they're going to live. So as
Wait,
um
wait, 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 wait. So our new Zola get tired pay. You get new phone?
in fact, as we speak, I'm also watching that our new chief is also watching the satellite, digital satellite right now. They are watching all of the produce, all of the things that are going to be happening, maybe time to come. So it is indeed you are correct.
Oh, yeah. We are for that inside for two. So the new Zola jet to over in less than 24 hours and get new iPhone. And you be finding all those show then. Maybe bon. Maybe bon.
Please, don't bring your look. These people they have their own way of reaching out to people. So please, yeah.
What?
Uh, so
Things are
so the
able.
souls,
Ah,
so the souls or the elder councils or traditional chiefs right now they are into I don't know is that in the house of the president they are watching and they are all if you see that dress code you will know that yes indeed they are chiefs and elders of the country but they are all having a mineral water in front of them yes as we speak I'm watching right now as we go
chief and error for who?
chief oh we go council of elders and
Who?
traditional chiefs for
For
Liberia
you?
for
For you?
Liberia. Is
Okay.
it from Monrovia?
No, I say for you.
Oh yes, yes, indeed from Mama Liberia.
Okay. No problem. Go there. But anyway, let's make some progress. Let's make some progress. Folks, share the show as you join us. Um, Simple, we're hoping more will be joining us here very soon. Labor on the side from the different pollings that are coming up. Hillary Clinton seemed to be, let me say Hillary Clinton, sorry. Kamala Harris
Come
seemed
on,
to be giving Donald Trump a run for his money. Yesterday, she got endorsed. Yesterday, she got an endorsement of the Latino community. That's a big endorsement. So she getting different endorsements from different groups. And Donald Trump and he bought JD Vance passing around, being confused, discombobulated, and complex. They don't know what's going on. So I don't know. From the look of things, they're looking like things not working for Trump. So you people that are from God where you say because I are the religious people. And Donald Trump fool you, the religious people. But the good thing about it is I respect his his former vice president, Mike Pence, who said he's never going to support Donald Trump because Donald Trump is not a moral man. So y'all who the Christian are still supporting him, what you say now?
you want to ask me about that? Then I will tell you that.
I mean, we want to show you like you ask him, my man. Don't be afraid. You want me to go
All right, all right. So let me be frank. So there are a lot of Liberians who are supporting the presidential bid of the former president Donald Trump. And let me be frank. Everybody, no one is perfect. You know that there where the problem lies. Sometimes people think that people who want to talk about people they should be 100% perfect. No, but sometimes I was saying is that for example, those things that are forbidden, like you know, sometimes when you come on, you'll be talking about some of the homosexual stuff and so on, right? So things that are forbidden, which of course you know of, and you want to practice them or to bring them into our culture, then we have a problem. So,
what if no,
so
no, 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 no. Let me hold you on that one more. I beg you, let me hold you on that.
okay, hold me.
No, ball.
Hmm.
The reason why Liberia is not going anywhere is not because there's any swear or curse behind Liberia. There's only one reason. Most of all Liberians are hypocrites and two-faced. You want to talk about homosexual being, and you get two girls on Facebook all day, they write in Liberia there, kissing and doing misbehaving. And I see Christian people there, Christians supporting them, sending them money. Christians, I'm saying Muslim people, I say Christians are doing that. So
and I post about it, right? I agree with you 100%. Let me be frank. I one person that also talk about that, also from the media.
Secondly,
Yeah.
secondly, an incoming deacon, some of your pastors are homosexuals. Some of your bishops and your deacons are homosexual. Some of your politicians are homosexual. Especially the one that can be wearing no BB ring there. They're a bunch of homosexuals. They ain't saying nothing about it. They get women to the husband, but they can be sleeping with a friend. Man, I'm saying it here today again. Look, I'm not here to what I call anybody's opinion. I'm not here for that. Those guys are homosexuals. They're sleeping with a friend men. Most of the young people sleeping with men for job. But you're saying that you're in a country that you're not worried about that one. Your former president, John, we have signed homosexual bill in Uganda last year. Mass working here signed it on behalf of the Liberian government. So, what kind of moral people do that one? What kind of moral people can go that kind of way? Yo, my man, let's talk Trump. So so we want to discuss Trump.
So let me just answer on that. So let me just come back to that about that lady that you're talking about. And let me be frank. Some of us, this has been one of our talk that Liberian government, because I can still recall the Archie Pompon, the guy now who got burned because of it, I don't even know how to really describe him. But Archie Pompon, I can still recall, I think that was between 2011 or 2012 when he just talked about the right of the people. That means those homosexual people were so right, he was chased. People ran behind back to back. But today we are seeing all of these things. Though in fact that lady that call, I don't know, father or what they always, I don't even want to even know a full name. She parading around, even on the social media, going back to back with her fellow woman, calling her fellow woman or her wife. Yeah, they're beating on that lady. Nobody talking anything. Nobody doing anything about it. So, like I said, that phone alone is another campaign by itself. Like telling the people that are going to campaign for this and they're going to work out. And the government and the society, they are quiet. Nobody talking. So, my boy, you are right. But guess what now? What happened in Nigeria quite recently? I think that was yesterday or day before yesterday, right? About a man who, I don't know, transgender or so on, I was shot to death. So people are watching, but people are also getting angry. So that means nobody is saying that, oh, they want to know. For me, whether Donald Trump win or not, it's not what really matter. But the issue you just brought up, I think you are right. Our society is far different from all of these things. And we are still poor.
So in a same token, like I said, most Liberians, many of us, we're hypocrites. We don't like what is right. We don't like good people. We don't support things that are moral, but we like to claim morality because we go to church and one other pastor crook us there and brainwash us and take our 5 cents, 10 cents in the name of spirituality. You can't ask the pastor to get a spiritual thing or whatever it is. But truly speaking, Melbourne, this is the society we find ourselves in. For example, they take the same person watching mindset that they took from the church to make excuses for the pastors, the deacons, the bishop, to bring in politics. They see the people stealing from them. Instead of standing up against them, you know what they do? They can blame other people. Like, for example, you have a couple of son of swans, or we call them son of swans, who called yesterday. They say, why Alexander coming out? Do they want why you calling Alexander coming? Did you support Alexander coming? Did you vote for him? Did you make him president and he didn't do what he's supposed to do? So you see, you always try to deflect the conversation, project their feelings. change the conversation to something different. Or if you know that you want Alexander Cummings to do something for the country, then you vote him in power. Now, if he doesn't do it, then you hold him accountable. You can't leave the person who you voted in power, who you supported. You can't leave them there and start accusing other people and start going after other people. It doesn't make any sense. But that's who they are. When you come out in public and call leaders for what they are doing, guess what? They get there with you. They say, oh, you rude, you disrespectful, you the other one, you the other one. But the truth of the matter is, it has nothing to do about rudeness. It has nothing to do about being disrespectful. It just has everything to do about being factual and realistic. And the fact here is, we're hypocrites. So we honor our own country. How can you eat the future today? How can you eat the future for today? How do you allow somebody to give you $10 for you to go and vote and so forth? So I mean, you know, that's just what it is, and that's just what it is, and that's what it is. You know, look at the other one called it JNB zombies. You already get zombie me as well listen to you. You know, you know what zombie? Hey, you know what zombie? You dare walking. You dare walking away me. You're not correct. One person can sign on behalf of the government. The foreign minister, Maswell came here with the foreign minister. He signed that document on behalf of the Liberian government. You don't understand what you're reading. That's small children they put meaning on your phone and you're gonna be reading funny you think. You tell your people, you think you so be discussing. Go somewhere else, man. I won't restrict you from writing before they say or black you or whatever it is, but I beg you, carry that conversation somewhere else to sound about swan and want to put meaning on your phone. Let them tell you the truth. But anyway. So, I mean, this is what we're faced with. This is the quagmire we're faced with. And that in itself is a problem. But Melbourne, the other day, you decided that you come after me before we get into the politics. You know, today is Sunday. On that scripture in Deuteronomy. I don't know if you still got that scripture. If you go to your messenger, you as a deacon decide to attack me.
Yeah, because I have so many scriptures. So sometimes when you talk, is that development? What was the story about? Because there's so many stories. You know,
my man will lead the related conversation. We'll get a chair. The chairman will be joining us. Chairman Musa Hassan Benite.
Okay.
I know, like I said, quickly we have. Let me see if. I know Mark Chabate also, the minister, will join quickly.
Assistant minister, right?
The assistant minister. Sorry, thank you for the correction. Milborn. Man, you put it inside me now. Let those people to the chat to you now.
No, look. Look, if I'm ready, I will tell you whether I'm ready.
So Mark will be joining us too. We'll have the chairman joining us once he settles in. We have a lot of things to talk about. But Melbourne, you lost for on the screen. Oh. My poor Melbourne lost for on the screen. So folks, we're working on a lot of different things. Chairman Musa Hassan Benite will be joining us. Let's very good, very, very good. Very, very good. Melbourne. So
quickly, maybe you want before. Yeah, go ahead, because I wanted to, because are we going to talk about a few things that are on our mind before we welcome our guest?
Yes. Go ahead with it.
So quickly, I just wanted to bring this to the attention of the public. I think there is a video that is training about Zogos. I don't know whether you are seeing that, where we're seeing them coming from the hole. But let me just say this, Steve, to our people, Liberians out there, the issue of drugs is getting worse on a daily basis, day to day. You know, Steve, they have a new name about solar plate or solar panel way of taking in the drugs. You know, they will put the platelet, something, put it on their head with fire into it, you know, in a way of taking the drugs. Now, if you see all the Zogo that have 1 foot swell up, that is solar plate drugs that they've been taking or that they are taking. So it will burst, you know, the tension in the system, and it will go straight into the foot Either one of the foot will get sweater and you bust. So every time when you see Zogo with one foot sweater, or maybe with that sole on your foot, so I know that in fact you're taking in the solar panel and solar panel drugs.
Okay. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Mabel. Thanks for the update. Let's welcome the chairman and also Representative Musa Hassan Benedict, I think from Nima County District 7. Chairman, can you please correct me? Are you from District 7?
Nimbakande.
District 7, right?
Correct.
Okay. No, me, I won't get any problem because
No.
the horse read it now. Now we see your, yeah.
No.
Now we see the chairman. But chairman, welcome to the show again. As always, thank you so much for always. Anytime we call on you, you are one of the people that if you can't make it, you'll know ahead of time. Or even if you can make it, you will try your best.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Always thank you and thank you. Chairman, let's get straight into the conversation. Straight into the conversation. Most recently, we saw you. The picture is all over Facebook and other social media and other maybe government entity areas. The American people can say chilling. You were chilling with President Joseph Yuma Boaka. Not only that, some of who paying attention, we saw similar smile that we saw with you and Alexander B. Cummings in Lofa County. We can compare and contrast the movement. We noticed similar thing, similar smile, What does that say about you? Especially for your critics, those who say, oh, Musa Benedict now in bed with the government, and I ate that now, your CEO. What does that say? What's going on?
You know, first of all, if you want to be a leader, you have to have a star. You cannot copycat other people. Let me say good evening first to everybody, especially Mabel, and to our listening audience in Liberia and in the diaspora. It's a very good evening from Monrovia. I'm spending time here this weekend because I'll be spending most of the week in my country in the coming 1 or 2 weeks. So we keep sharing ourselves, and so we're fine. So good evening to everybody. Now, Steve, when I remember and imagine if I were to, I even thought about it, but I think it was not worth it. Somebody told me if he took you and George a picture and put you and Joseph Barker picture, then the critics, and I want to say the UP people, I would say, what will you say? It is the person's style. I have never learned to play politics and make it personal. I've never learned. Never. And I push people to appreciate my position. Joseph Yumabwaka is the president of the Republic of Liberia. Sitting down with him, having the opportunity to get his attention and say some very important things to him, it was a privilege that I cherish. I make no apology for that. As a Liberian and as a politician, that 30 minutes that I spent with him, we got a lot of insight into one another's position. And I have no regret. You see, I operate with my conscience and what I believe is good for Liberia. I owe nothing to anybody, whether you opposition, you government. I don't care for how you feel about what I do. I do what I believe is the right thing to do. So why should I care about what people think? The same, some people who cannot talk today don't even have the courage. Somebody are even sharing a picture today are the same people who was saying 2 years ago that I'm a fake opposition because George Weah is my friend.
Yeah, but Chairman, Chairman, quickly, I don't normally do this, but you said, 30 minutes spent. 30 minutes is a very long time, in fact, to have a conversation with someone, especially the President of the Republic of Liberia. And I gave you this context. Senator Darius Dillon, just before the election, had a phone call in the Senate Pro Tem at the time, Abachi's office, with President George Weah. It is reported that that phone call lasted anywhere from 15 minutes, right? That's a very long to have a conversation. Do you mind giving the Labrador an insight or a chase?
It's a strictly national issue. We talk about legislature, we talk about the legislator coming back, we talk about legislative project, we talk about the yellow machine, we talk about how he wished to see the country, what his views are. We talk about his transition from, as he told me, that he's now moving away from appointment to governance. We talk about that. I cannot disclose the content of our conversation, but it doesn't change who I am. Honestly speaking, one of the things that I must commend President Bouaga for, and I respect him for. Majority of the time, he and I have not been on the same side in politics, but he has never shown it to me when we meet in person. We always have a warm relationship when we meet in person. I'm too in my mind. I'm too fixed in my head for a meeting or a sit-down moment with the president to change anything about the way I think or the way I talk. But I'm grateful. Honestly speaking, I was expecting some rough moment. I thought that the president and myself were going to have a rough time. He came, the protocol informed me that on the day you will sit with the president because at the program you are the only legislator here. And therefore, you will be the second highest person at this point beside the president. So you have to sit by the president. So I was privileged to sit with him.
Okay, so let's get into. I hate to start the politics. Sekou will join us into the politics here, but let's get into some politics here. And let's have you on record, SKTV. I know you don't shy away from questions, so I'll be strict and upfront to you. Are you aware of any plan to oust by the United Party and Joseph Human Boakai to oust the current speaker, Fanatic Kofa? Let me not use the word oust for our people who are not listening, who cannot understand that. For my Oma and my papi, any plan that the people get, President Joseph Boakai and United Party people, to take Fanatic Kofa from the speaker's chair or from a position, you know about it?
I never spoke to the president about it. Nobody has brought it to me.
So you not know about it?
Yeah, they see what you're hearing about. Nobody has.
Chairman, you stepping representative and you will be making the House of Representatives. Let me ask you the question again. Let me put it a different way. Chairman Musa Belete, are you aware? Do you know of any plan or any plot? Are you part of any plan or any plot to remove Fanatic Kofa as speaker?
Let me say this, and I want this to go on record. At no time, whether it's now, whether it's tomorrow, will I be part of anything to remove or to bring chaos in the leadership of the house that I'm part of. And I want to really appreciate my colleagues because I think they know that as my position. So I believe nobody will bring that to my attention.
Okay, but you say you're hearing the gossip and small in the corner.
You see what you're hearing. I mean, people today said, I've been home all day resting. A friend of mine, visited me, and this person is a foreign person, and he brought it up to me. I said I'm not aware, and And I'm saying, and the only thing I can tell you, I can never be part. It's just my nature. I just don't want to be part of. This country has gone through so much, and so I want to be careful what I engage myself in, and I want to be careful on what I'm a part of. Because the consequence on the country it's always hard. So whether people believe it or not, I'm a patriot, and I believe that one of the ways to care for your country is to do things that matter. Steve, we got a lot of work to do. Right now, as I speak to you, we have issue of budget alteration. There's a big debate going on in the legislature internally. Yeah,
We'll come to
as
that.
to what to do. I'm more concerned about that than look. Whatever they want to do, if they have the majority, let them do it. I was not elected.
Chairman,
I was not elected to come and move anybody.
Chairman,
I'm doing my work.
Chairman, let me hold you there.
Now I'll continue to focus on my work. So what's up?
Join you guys.
I didn't want to start a politics game, but I had to because we had to get a chairman engaged. This is big. It's one thing for you to not be part of it, but it's another thing for you to know and be aware.
Both. I don't know.
Okay. You are saying
I don't know. I'm hearing, just like you are hearing.
No. I want not hearing that media hearing. I want asking you.
Oh, I know.
You don't know the answer.
Internally, I don't know nothing.
Okay. So
but let me say this about the coup. It appeared to me like it's a fundamental type of thing now. When some people want money, they make it look like there's a coup. I don't know, man.
So, Chairman, the conversation will reach. You don't want to take away from the conversation, or we'll come back to this because this is critically important. And the reason we are asking you directly because you are also in charge of national security, and this has national security implication at all levels, whether we like it or not. But before Sekou comes on, which I know he will pick up with the politics and very strongly,
I'm ready.
Let me ask you this other question on the flip side. Musa Hassan Benedict. Are you aware, are you part of any plan to remove President Joseph Yuma Boakai?
What?
Let me say again. Chairman Musa Hassan Benedict, are you aware, do you know about, are you part of any plan to remove President Joseph Yuma Boakai? I'm using the word remove here for our common people to understand what we're saying, but the people can say impeach.
Look, I'm not a dreamer. I'm not a dreamer. We do not. Our democracy has not even matured to that state. Nobody will lie to you. And one day, it's just people sit now on the table and just say, "Oh, one will be president." Well, our democracy has not reached there. So that is not possible. I'm sorry to say. Chief, if you want to remove the president of the republic, Steve, you yourself, you should not even be asking this question, man. It's just me telling you, say, my man, I got me fly to New York on my way. What get me here? To move the president, when President Walker was forming his government, you saw him consolidating his power. Nobody said anything. Joseph Boakai is fully consolidated. Nothing is going to happen to him on the security front. It's also his people that are running the security of the state. You know that. So,
no, I'm saying impeachment in the House of Representatives.
That's a security issue. That's a security issue.
Okay.
If you start that process, those who are in charge of security will consider it a security threat, and I'm telling you, at the end of the day, our politics, hopefully one day will reach there, and presidents and everybody will be accountable. Chief, on met in a yellow machine where violation abounds. You cannot even have people to have a position on it. Something like budget alteration, which people should go to jail for. You can't even have people to stand up for their country and say, we will take up this issue and fight for the cause of our people. You can't even let the people can't even stand on that. You know what it takes to remove a president? You know, it's almost tantamount to planning a coup d'etat. You know, it's a lot. You know,
Okay. Thank you. Let me.
there's a possibility that your president, some of y'all will not even make it to the chamber the next day. I mean, there are more than 1,000 ways they can stop you from doing it without being the one to stop you. So let lead that to man. And constitutional violation didn't start with Joseph Baka. All the elected president in this country has violated our constitution. I have come to the conclusion that unless we have a good legislature, Liberia is not going to go nowhere. Liberia problem is the legislature. Those people are not serious over there. Honestly, it's a disgrace. You know, and I say this, you know, emphatically, you know, the manner in which we have abdicated our responsibility to what's the word to use to oversee the function of the other branches of government. The manner in which, you know, we are doing things is disgraceful. You know, look at all the report. I mean, you still have the nerve to go and sit down to have public hearing on the performance of other people. When your performance report is out, and you cannot have you cannot stand with yourself. Are these serious people? They're not. The
Okay,
Senate,
Chairman,
the Senate has a report now.
thank
They
you
should
so much,
start with
Chairman.
that.
I believe we'll revisit some of these concerns, some of these questions, but let's welcome Sekou for
It's
his round
just
of
frustrating,
things.
man. Really
Sekou,
frustrating.
Sekou, welcome to the show, and it's up to you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Melbourne. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for showing up. As always, I want to say thank you. Every day we call upon you to appear on the show. You never turn us down. Kudos to you. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, still, I'm just resting, man. Just resting, getting ready to do my job. We're going to leadership tomorrow. Where is it? Where? What time is it
So,
today?
so when are you guys going back to work to officially resume?
Oh, we're working. I mean, tomorrow we have leadership. I have committee meeting tomorrow on the incident that took place at RIA. You know, it was given to the Committee on National Security. Uh, I also have um, leadership at 3 o'clock. I mean, at 12 o'clock. So we it's a busy day tomorrow.
Okay. So before I dive into other issues, I want to piggyback on something that you and Steve, talked about. I don't know if I heard you clearly, but it seems like you are saying that an impeachment proceeding is tantamount to a coup d'etat. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you that that's what they will call it. You
Yeah.
know,
But now,
simply.
now what they were calling, you are a lawmaker. People look up to you. People look now what other people are thinking. But
This legislature has no moral position to impeach the president of Liberia. They are not fit to impeach the president of
yeah,
Liberia.
I can understand that. But
So they can't be talking
you are
about
not saying. But you are not saying that
Sekou, I
an
cannot
impeachment
even give them
proceeding
the
is
luxury of telling them
tantamount to
that
a
they
coup
can
d'etat,
do it.
right? That's not what you're saying.
Yeah, well, that's not what I'm saying. I cannot say that. Impeaching the president cannot be the. But the president's men his nephews.
Impeachment proceeding not necessarily mean impeachment, though.
Yeah, but
The
Sebu,
process does not mean.
but why are we talking about who is going to do impeachment?
Okay. No, I just wanted to get that particular phrase clear that you don't mean is a coup d'etat. If at all.
I didn't say that. If you want me to repeat what I said, I will say it. I'll say when we were sitting down here, the president of the former government, you clearly saw that the security sector was being formed in almost towards blind loyalty. You saw that. And therefore, they are going to do a lot of things. And the second and the most important question is this legislature has no capacity, has no moral rectitude to even go to sleep and dream about impeachment. So the people cannot even stand up to come clean. They cannot even audit, and the little audit report that comes out of them, they cannot even sit and discuss it and say, okay, like the Senate, they have a report now that is all over the place. What happened to that report? And you still want to be having a joint committee meeting to talk about or other people performing? You want to sit in judgment of other people when you cannot even come clean? So I'm like, are we talking about impeachment by this bunch? I'm sorry.
No, so
The people are not ready.
I'm not. The impeachment question was not my question. I was just making a follow up. Steve asked you about that, but the Constitution of Liberia allows the legislature to determine in 1 year, within 1 year time, what constitutes a president be incapacitated, which has nothing to do with impeachment. Do you see the possibility that this legislature? Let me just ask my question, then you respond. So, do you see this legislature in any way, shape, or form, establishing a process that will enable you guys to determine as to what entails or constitutes president be incapacitated, not impeachment, but just to know whether or not the president, as to what constitutes incapacitation.
We have no right to do that. We have no legal basis to do that.
What do you mean? No legal basis?
Yes.
The Constitution says that. The Constitution says you can do that.
No, the Constitution says, I'm a lawmaker, so before I've sat down there, I've done a pretty good research of my law.
Okay.
The Constitution says we must pass law that can determine what will constitute incapacitation. If they know that they want to do something like that, it's that law they got to refer to. Let them pass the law first.
No, that's
you
not.
Cannot make it to look like.
That's not what Mr. Chairman. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to before you. I'm gonna.
Let's read it. Let me open the Constitution. You
open the Constitution and read the part you're talking about.
No. Read it.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah, just go there and then I'll be going there as well. But that's not.
But tell me where to go. That you don't want to talk about it.
I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna look at the provision right now. I'll put it up right now. But I know it. I know that's what it says.
No, it doesn't.
Within 1 year, you can. Let me just show you something.
So I'm telling you, I know what it says. Right now, I have a group of lawyers that I've asked to put that bill. The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia says, upon the passage of that Constitution, this is sent 1986, that the legislature shall pass law in which and the form and manner in which the president can be determined to be unfit to be president. So before you do it, pass that law. They have not. Even clean code.
we'll go there down
The
the
people
line.
who listening, let's want to help us and get to the constitution.
No.
I can challenge you to this.
I have the constitution in front of me. What I'm doing, I'm not just
Okay, so read it now.
just give me a chance now. I'm not looking at a particular provision because it's kind of huge. So I'm going to get to that provision down the line, then we'll go back to that. But I know for sure, I'm 100% sure that the constitution says with the legislature, within 1 year, you have the leverage to establish as to what entails or what constitutes president being incapacitated.
But simple, man.
So I'm going to get back to what you say. There's no law like that. So I'm going to go back.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's not what you're saying.
The Constitution was put together in 1986, and it says within 1 year.
It was amended.
Oh, when?
You said
No. That part.
You said when it was put together. Just the Constitution was amended in 1986.
No. Wait now. That particular place was not touched in the amendment. The Constitution says 1 year after this Constitution comes into force, the legislators shall do as exactly you are saying. If you don't do that, then you behaving like the way the poor behave and remove cabinet Janet. The same thing is said about bill of impeachment. We cannot even impeach those two things. The law have to be passed so that you have a procedure for impeachment. They are not even able to do that. Law, legislature after legislature, from 52nd up to where we sit now, those two important legislation, the one that can say what are the things that constitute incapacitation of the president, they have not put it there. The one that can say how you go about to impeach people, they have not done it. So you can't talk about impeachment and say who? To talk about impeachment, if you are serious bunch of people.
Mr. Chairman, why are you so defensive about this impeachment? Are you compromised after your meeting with the president?
No, I'm just angry. I'm angry.
So you're not
the executive has violated more than 5 impeachable offenses. The legislature has committed worse offenses than the executive. As a member of the legislature, I found it difficult. Look at my brother. Look, today, we are talking about budget where we met, we decided and said it. They sit down there and they play in the budget, all of them. Okay, that's what I'm angry at.
So, chairmanability.
The day
I understand your
I can
frustration.
never be compromised.
Okay, I understand your frustration with the legislature, your members of your something for refusing to be audited, for doing what is right to clarify themselves,
for aiding and abetting, for aiding and abetting the alteration of the budget, for aiding and abetting corruption in government. That's what frustrated me.
Okay, so let's get to let's welcome Mong. Mong, welcome. How you doing, sir? Mong, are you there? All right, I just wanted to welcome Mong. So yeah, let's proceed. I'll get back there because my colleagues are kind of busy. So chairmanability, in answering Steve's questions about your meeting.
Sekou, somebody has helped us. Catherine Gibson has helped us.
No, I will get there. I will get to the constitution.
Yeah. Because it's important to see what my anger is coming from.
I don't want us to just, No,
but Sekou, that you don't want to jump from
we're going to go back.
Today, I'm not ready for that thing today. Today, I'm not in that mood. Because we talk about impeachment, and you were saying that, and what I say. The Constitution, you need to put other people to say. It says 1 year after the Constitution comes into effect, Article 63, The legislature shall prescribe. They have not done it. So when you go impeach the president, what are the parameters that you are going to use to say the president has reached this threshold according to law? Where is the law? This is what I'm saying. When you talk about impeaching president, you got to be careful, because just yesterday, the people just illegally removed a whole judge. Just 2 weeks ago, they just illegally removed a governor of a bank. Our country is sliding into anarchy, government after government, because the legislature had failed to do its work. So who you blame?
So
If Joseph Boga decide to remove the central bank governor today, don't you think that he can remove when let's say when GSC report that the Supreme Court is corrupt, don't you think that he can suspend that? Don't you think I should be angry that we do not have a party?
The reason why
I'm right here. I'm frustrated because I don't even think that the executive branch of the government believe that there is a legislative branch anymore.
Yeah. So once Steve and one of them, becomes available, then I will.
Yeah, I think I'm available now. I was supposed to show up tomorrow, but I was tempted to come on the show because I think you guys set an ambush for the chairman, and I'm here to build the chairman out because the chairman is 100% right that our lawmakers should have established guidelines before declaring the president incapacitated. That is written. That is a law also. So that's why I brought me on the show.
But that was the question. That was the question that I asked. Whether the legislature is in a position to establish a guideline.
No.
That was the question I asked.
Go back to the recording. You said
not a question.
Whether we are prepared to impeach. I said we are not.
No. I was even clear.
We can bet. Everybody here, we can bet $500. Whenever you go back to you will get my money.
I even said that the impeachment question was not my question, was Steve's question. I was very clear with that. As I was making
I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot. Let me put my air conditioner on.
Yeah, but you need to get hot. You gotta show me hot.
You get brother chairman and put him on the hot seat, my man. Are you guys kidding?
But listen. I was even clear. I said the impeachment question was not my question. I was just making follow with Steve. But are you guys in any position to establish what entails of president being incapacitated? That's why I said.
But my answer was no, we are not.
Okay,
to be in that position. To be in that position.
Okay,
we need to have the moral rectitude. Number one, because we cannot even account for the compliment that we are receiving.
Now, not because you are not happy with.
They will not defend the legislator, man.
No, I'm not defending them, but let me say something now to you. Because you are not happy with the working or with the inner work of the legislature, it doesn't mean that you should usurp or by any means try to take away the power or any power from the legislature because you're not happy with their behavior. That's my only problem. But what I was saying, the Constitution says, let me read it. It is under Article 63. You have A, B, and C. Article 63. Whenever the person elected to office of the president or otherwise dies or otherwise incapacitated, that's not the power. I'll go to B and C. B, whenever the office of the president shall become vacant, that's not what I want either. C, the legislature shall no later than 1 year after coming into force of this constitution prescribe.
She will wait there, please. Just you will continue. I don't want a listener to know that 1986 business. Some of you who listen, you are not even born. Go ahead.
Okay.
So
you
go
want to read
ahead.
out? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The legislature shall, no later than 1 year after the coming into force of this constitution, prescribed the guidelines and determine the procedure under which the president, by reason of illness, shall be declared incapable of carrying out the function of this office, of his office. So, Mr. Chairman, according to what you are saying now, so this is only limited to 1986 after the constitution came to effect. They should have established that particular function within the constitution after the constitution came to effect. So after that now,
no.
You don't have to
That's
do
what I mean. I mean to say, do that first. We can do it tomorrow. It's our right.
Okay.
So 1 year after.
Oh, so okay.
They say 1 year after.
Listen.
It can be 1 year after. It can be 50 years after the constitution. It's still 1 year after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
yes.
No, let's get this thing clear. Because when they say not later, that means after the 1 year, that means you can't do it again.
What?
After, when you say not later than 1 year, that means you have to do it within 1 year. If you don't do it within 1 year, that means you can't do it again, right?
Well,
go to Article 63.
Yeah,
See.
That
So
let me give my chairman hard time here on the show today, bro.
Okay,
That's a very tactical question.
Yeah.
That's a very tactical question. But the question is, if you are given the right to do something, and the person say you should do it not later than 1 year, it means that you cannot do it before 1 year. You understand? Now, if the Constitution says or the law says, if it doesn't give it to you, it withholds that. The law did not stop the legislature from making this law after the expiration of the 1 year period. And if that's the case, then let us go now and do it. If somebody feels challenged by it, then let's go to the Supreme Court to interpret the intent of the framers.
So
it doesn't stop us. It should not stop us from doing it now. Because if you say that, then it means we are not capable of impeaching anybody.
No, okay. This is not, this provision is different from the article of impeachment. This is completely something different. That's the part I want you to understand, Mr. Chairman. I know you're a lawmaker, but this particular part has nothing to do with the impeachment process. And it does not include the clause of the Constitution that actually talk about impeachment proceeding. This one is a totally different thing. We're not talking about the power of the legislature. But it's kind of tricky. You are right somehow. But I want you to understand that this has nothing to do with the impeachment clause in the original Constitution. That one is completely different provision.
But it's intertwined. I'm telling you.
No.
If you get,
it's not. They're not the same. They're not even. They got no connection.
So let's go to that. Maybe I can change my position. Let's go to that.
So
where is that? Article. Let ask people to help us.
Chairman, let me say this quickly. I beg you, let me add this to the conversation. Let me agree with you.
I've been bored.
Let me agree with you. Let me agree with Chairman Musa Hassan Belede partially on this subject about establishing it now. Because after 1 year of them being in office, the Constitution said they can't do it again.
Wow.
And that's it. So let me agree with Chairman on that. But the bigger question here now is this: Chairman Musa Hassan Benede, and I think that's where your focus was on initially when you answered this question, that you guys might not be able to phantom or come together as a unit to do this process. Am I right about that? Do you think the legislature now can be able to follow this procedure and say, listen, we want to get this bill or we want to get this thing that will show that the president is incapacitated? Can you guys do it now? The way you guys are operating now?
They have no, but Steve, that's my problem.
Exactly, and that's the point you are making.
That's what I'm saying.
So
we should do it.
Okay,
Right.
let me go back to this. Mr.
But
Chief, I thought you said you are right somehow. Let me just tell you where you are right. let me tell you where you are right. You are right when you said they can't do it now. The only way you can do it now, according to my understanding of this provision of the Constitution, unless you do constitutional amendment. Because the Constitution, the amendment that they did in 1986, it was done to protect themselves. A lot of provisions in it were inserted to protect themselves. And also there were some things that they added there. You must add on it a certain period of time. If not, you cannot do it anymore. Because they said, because what they say here, that if you cannot, within 1 year time, after this coming into effect, not later, then that means after 1 year, you can't do it anymore, because later be not later than this. You will do it in 1 year. I think Honorable Yeke Koluba and a lot of different people kind of misconstrue the interpretation of the. I'm not a legal practitioner.
But Steve, I got one point though.
Let me conclude. Yeah, let me just conclude on this. So this one, it may not be actually applicable to Joseph Boakai himself, just Joseph Boakai, but amendment of this provision of the Constitution is vital. You can't have a constitution that will have no clause about what constitutes somebody being incapacitated.
So that means the Constitution provided a statute of limitation.
So as is right now, there's no clause in the Constitution that can deem anybody incapacitated. So legislatures from all levels, whether our House of Representatives or the Senate, they can, with two-thirds majority of both houses, they can enact a law, or Liberians can ask them, and also through referendum, to change that part of the Constitution. Other than that, we have nothing that will determine whether or not somebody is incapacitated. Because they're going to tell you, say, if you didn't do it 1 year after the coming of this something, then you are. But you know, this thing kind of tricky, right, a little bit. But we will have to.
Yeah, but Mr. Kenneth, that can be done though. You know, that can be done out of that can be done. No, let's be honest. This incapacitated word that's been used here is not necessarily restricted to somebody being on hospital bed, being half dead, or whatever it is. The fact that President Joseph Boakai has created so much quagmire, even his appointments, where in names were changed, he himself alluded to it, and so forth. Who's doing the job for him?
But Sekou, I want to ask you one question. Don't you think that from George Weah time to Joseph Boakai, don't you think that this is what they've been depending on? Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah. There's nothing in it that can actually be can deem
that. I mean, the president.
Yeah, but they want
to
do with impeachment. This was impeachment clause. They want you're talking about the power of the legislature. Impeachment clause is totally different ballgame. There are things then that constitute reason for impeachment. But they want that. They want it different.
It's technical. Things like this, maybe one can file a bill of information to the Supreme Court because there are offenses prescribed already in the Constitution to say if you do this, you can be impeached as president. Now, the bill of impeachment, the Constitution says the president, to impeach him, you must know. I think we need to be clear here. This is not about this one is specific, simple. This one had nothing to do with the president violating the law and being accountable.
No, not at all.
So this is different. Let make it clear. This particular thing here, it says to find out if the president is sick, if he's not mentally fit to be president, and other things. This one had nothing to do with when the president.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think that's the clarification.
So we got clear understanding on that. They won't get anything to do with whether president is violating the
this
law.
This one has nothing to do with breaking the law.
Exactly, nothing whatsoever.
All right.
This one was like the legislature should have done their work after they come into effect of this constitution to create a guideline.
Yes. On the health.
Right, exactly. So right now they didn't do that.
So right
now, what happen right now?
Yeah.
The can through amendment.
So you can ask your question now. Now that we have the answer. Yes.
That can be.
I'm ready to answer your question now.
You already answered the question.
Oh, okay.
You already answered the other question. So let me go to the other question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
And then you said you and the president had a lot of conversation. You're talking about the yellow machine. Do you care to share with us about what happened? What you guys talking about?
The president didn't say anything, but I just shared with him my view on the yellow machine and my position.
And what was the president's response to you?
You know,
I can
tell you why I told the president. I can tell you. I can tell you why I told the president, but I can't tell you what the president told.
So okay, if you can't tell me, were you convinced?
I would never vote for the yellow machine. I would never vote for the yellow machine. The yellow machine is a gross violation of our laws. It's not acceptable to me. It does not pass my standard.
Okay, but do you know, as a lawmaker, do you know if that breaking the law, violating the Constitution is also an impeachable offense?
Yes, I know that.
Okay.
Yes.
Monk.
Sir.
And where coming from all the impeachment stories?
For me, the reason I was tempted to join the show today, and when I heard the question, because I know, you see, that's what happened with that. That's why I keep saying we need a constitutional reform in Liberia. When you take a bunch of slaves that just copy and paste another constitution without understanding the dynamics of the people constitution, this is what you run into. They set a condition for an impeachment, but equally so, they set a condition also that you should lay the framework and the guidelines for the very same impeachment, which is the provision C of Article 63, and they give them a time limit. Okay, take for example, somebody can be incapacitated physically, but mentally they can still be operational. Let's say Joseph Barker was amputated. If he doesn't have a clear guideline for incapacitation, you cannot just say we can remove it.
Unfortunately, under our current constitution, you cannot remove the president for incapacitation. You can remove the president for violating the law.
Yeah.
But you cannot remove him for incapacitation because that chance.
Because there's no guideline. Because there's no guideline established.
Because there's no guideline. That's the point I'm getting to.
That's what I'm saying. The constitution got nothing like that.
No, but Sebu, there's an opening. The constitution says the cabinet can declare the president unfit, so they can do it.
The model that after the.
But we'll look at more of the lawmakers.
I don't know. Like Mo was saying, the model after the United Constitution.
Yeah, but at least that's an opening.
You don't even know what they are doing.
The reason I came out with that point, Seku, is the same thing you have with all the anti-graft institutions. The office of the ombudsman supposed to be established to implement people that were found criminally liable. but they were never created. That's why I keep telling folks, you can complain about Joseph Boaga administration all you want. You can talk about the morality, but at the end of the day, even if he's not interested in prosecuting people, at least he's moving in that direction. Because even under Madam Salif administration, you get the LAC, the GACD, you can do quarterly and annually report, or how do you call it, say audit. The fact of the matter, if you find people culpable of breaking the law, what are you going to do next? The office that's supposed to prosecute the people were never established. So everything you do, you get a waste of time. And that's what Boaga did on Friday. He created the office so that if you are caught in this web of corruption from the audit, then they will have a reason to go after you because the office is created. Don't forget, impeachment is also a political tool. That's why in America, when we read the Constitution, the framework knew that there will come a time people will politicize the impeachment process. Let's just assume when one party believes that they got a majority in the House, they can come up with an impeachment. But if you cannot set the guidelines for the impeachment, then how can you remove the president from office? And that's what happened in Liberia. There are guidelines that meet the condition for incapacitation. Until you can meet those guidelines, you cannot remove the president. And you want me to believe that his own cabinet, who happens to be puppet to the chief executive, will remove them? No. I think lawmakers will stand a better chance of removing a president from office as opposed to his cabinet members. So that's why I keep saying, when you take a bunch of slaves that don't understand anything to go and establish a country or a society, these are the problems you run into. That's why you cannot just talk about referendum. You need a total overhaul of the entire constitution to fit the Liberian narrative, not the U.S. narrative. Because for the U.S., they have check and balances for every single law in the constitution. They have provisions, they have amendment. One law was created, another one was meant to check that law that was created. In Liberia, we don't have that. Everything is just open-ended and just vague. That is why we are not making progress, because the law itself that formed the foundation of Liberia is fundamentally broken and it needs total revamp.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just a friend of mine just sent me something. Say, well, for instance, the law that says you should write something on the incapacity of the president, it's just to show urgency. It's not to put limitation. To say that it cannot happen after 1 year. It's to show urgency. To say you must do this within 1 year. When you get in the office, you must do this. It doesn't mean that when 1 year pass, you can do it.
But why is it not later then?
Huh?
The phrase, why is it not later then?
Simple. The problem is, it's like a debt that you owe the bank. Or I'll call you today and say, give me 200. I'll pay you after 1 week. So it doesn't mean that I say I'll pay you not later than 1 week. It doesn't mean that when 1 week pass, I will not pay your money again.
Yeah, but that's different. That's different from
there's no different. The intent,
because you say not later than a year. That means
yes,
you must do it within 1 year.
Yes.
So if you're going to do it after 1 year, now
you look at the intent. That was to show urgency. To say this is very, very important.
The person who saying this here, is that person a legal practitioner?
No.
Okay. So
well, I think the person is a legal mind.
I don't want to believe that person, a session. Because the phrase
I believe it.
The English language, when you say you must do this not later than this, if that particular time frame passes, that means
it's expired.
That means it's expired.
No. They will say it has to for something to expire. It must say it expire.
Lufa want to chip in. Lufa, welcome. How you doing?
Thank you, Sekou, and to the rest of the guys on the panel. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
So hold on before you say something, Lufa. Why are you among, what tempted you guys to do? Say, what the competition get into? Do you want to?
Well, I mean, the reason why I thought to chime in on the conversation, a couple of things that I thought to highlight here. I noticed Representative Biddy attempting to protect his colleagues in a way that they can, run away from their responsibility. And then I heard Mom. Let me land. And probably I misunderstood.
But I know those people are disappointed in them.
It's okay. I know definitely, and I admire the fact that you're disappointed in them. But the reality here is that you are refusing to put the law to the test. And that is the reason why you and other were elected. I hear Mark talk about you have a country that was brought, or the constitution that was based from slavery. For Christ in heaven's sake, for an educated man, come on. The reason why amendment, the word amendment was actually introduced is to give you the opportunity to test the system. And if it doesn't work, then you go back to instituting what we call amendment. And what you're talking about here, Sekou, about what we're talking about. Hey, guess what? After you don't initiate the process, okay, at that specific time, because it is the deadline. The Constitution of the law clearly states it should be done by this time. So you can initiate the process from the very first day of the presidency, okay? As his constitution, the day he's inaugurated, you can start the process, and the process includes lobbying with your colleagues and making the case with them and going around. And when that very final moment comes, then you can submit your documentation to the required, okay, institution. Then you have started the process. And then once you go through it all,
Look, let me take responsibility. Let me take responsibility on this personally.
Thank you for taking responsibility.
There are certain decisions that I made.
Okay.
One of them, and I have 3 of the best lawyers in this country working on them as I speak to you simultaneously. We've done an immigration bill,
okay,
which is before the law. Definitely, by the time we come back, that bill will be passed in the House.
Okay.
To give Liberians, all of us, the chance to be citizens of Liberia at the same time citizens of other countries, and to remove all restriction on us, and to remove restriction on the rights of women, our children, our grandchildren to become a Liberian citizen. That's the first thing. The second law that I'm working on as I speak to you is called the Clean Code. The Clean Code will be submitted as soon as we come back because it's finished now, which will allow citizens to sue the government for action against them. You know, the Constitution also said when it comes into effect, we should do that. Up to 1090, it says we have not done that. That's also another thing. The third thing I'm working on, which is in final stage, is the bill of impeachment. We do not have anything as far as our impeachment is concerned, the procedures, and I've asked my lawyers to work on it, and 3 of them are currently consulting and working on it. The last one, which is this Article 63, I deliberately decided to slow down on that. So I take responsibility. And I do that because this is your country. The people, most people are narrow-minded, I have to say. When you introduce that bill, everybody that supported Baka, you don't mind, they will start talking my car to say I want more Baka. They will not understand why I'm putting that. That is not for Baka. Baka age, and and his health will also, and it's fair for Baka people to feel that it is because of those things that I'm doing this. So therefore, I made the decision, honestly, that this one, I will not be preferring it. Okay. Because it will look too personal, because the current president has spoken openly about his health, and also the current president is older than many politicians. So to sponsor a bill that specifically targets him, I didn't think that I should do that. That way, it will make me look.
Can I guess?
What may you think?
I take full.
What may you think that bill will be targeting Joseph Baka? So
Joseph Baka, most of the thing the law says that you check the health. He has said he has health issue, And secondly, the older you get, the higher the risk of your fitness mentally. And whether we like it or not, is older. To do that is to send the signal that so I will not be doing that at any time soon.
So can I
will not
say,
lie.
if you guys don't mind, can I just say something really quick regarding what the Representative Benedict just said? You know, when people speak on innovation, you're talking about the vision of the future, right? You're thinking about what to implement. You listened to Monk earlier talk about how it was slaves who went to Liberia and they did all the this and they copied from the United States. Is that going to happen? But the same constitution that is benefiting Monk and other people who supports or Donald Trump will now say it should not be able to work in Liberia. But let me tell you, the reason why you and other people will value the idea.
Yeah, I don't even know why you're going with the argument, because
The reason why people want, let me just say this. So let me land on this. Let me land on this idea.
Yeah, I will
right?
come after.
The reason why you and other people, Representative Benedict, will want to institute this idea of going through the process of hopefully amending the Constitution, or at least putting it to test when it comes to impeachment, so that you can have it on record, so that in the future, when these things are supposed to be pursued, we have already tested certain aspect of it, and we know what the Supreme Court will recommend or they will oppose to. So you're not targeting President Boycott. Instead, you as a representative who know what's good for the people, you have realized that these things need to be done. And it's obvious. You made it clear. You're not targeting President Boycott, but you know that future presidents, okay, should not have to violate.
I'll do more consultation on the other ones I'm already doing that. The article impeachment, the claims code, the immigration. I'm already doing those. I will do that. On this 1 year, let me consult more. Maybe if I can get maybe 5 or 6 lawmakers to join me, so we'll do co-sponsorship. We'll do it. Yeah, it's definitely not targeted.
Let's get to Monk. Thank you, Lofa. Monk, what say you? Brazilian Monk? All right.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so you wanted to say something while Lofa was talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Lofa Jr. is running ahead of himself and getting himself confused between an amendment and the constitutional provision. When I came here, the reason I referenced the U.S. Constitution, the U.S. Constitution have first 10. They call it a Bill of Rights. They target special provision in the Constitution. And apart from that, they have 27 other amendments. In the case of Article 63C, it didn't tell you about amending the Constitution. It just said that the lawmakers can establish the guideline and prescription as to how you define incapacitation. So when you come here, the reason I reference, I say, when you copy and photocopy and paste or country's constitution without understanding the fundamental basic, you will run into a problem. So I don't know where he's coming from with the whole idea that, you should know. Because in America, they know, they look at certain conditions for you. They need to come up with the idea of impeaching the president based on incapacitation. Let me give you one case in point. Franklin Delano Roosevelt sat in a wheelchair and governed America for almost 3 terms. Can you say because he was in a wheelchair, he's incapacitated? That's why lawmakers are giving that extra mandate that you should establish the prescription and the guideline as to what you determine to be or what incapacitation. You don't.
I think we should do it. I agree. I think
the same way with the anti-graft institution. It makes no sense to conduct audit to say people are culpable of breaking the law, but you don't have an office to prosecute them. It's the very same thing. So when you come back, brother, I mean, I understand the point you're trying to make, but I was referencing, I'm giving you a specific reference point. And the one thing I noticed, only few of our lawmakers are accustomed to the law. That's why in America, almost 75% of them got some background in law, no matter their background when it comes to the private sector, once they come to the U.S. Congress, because you must understand the basic tenet of the law. And unfortunately, a vast majority of our lawmakers don't read the Constitution. They don't know their role and responsibility. They think that you can just go take money and go do something in your district and pay him from. Then they say, I'm a lawmaker. No, That's why when Yega Koluba goes to the court, he always wins it because I think he can take his time. He can take his time to at least review the basic law. You don't have to be a legal scholar to understand something that is basic. So the whole idea that the U.S. Constitution is totally contrary to that of Liberia. That's why the framework said no. Establish the guideline first, then you can move and proceed to remove the president. Because how will you determine incapacitation? Joseph Baga will walk in and drill if somebody web a crazy boom. Can I use that as an excuse to remove him from office? So where are the benchmark? Where are the conditions you are going to set to remove the president? That's why they say establish the condition first, then you can use the provision of the law to replace him. That's it.
So
let's try to move on. Let's try to move on, guys, because we want to get into other things. We got a chairman here so that we can, address other issues or other national concerns. Chairman,
Moses,
we'll get to you. No, we'll get to you. Then you can make your statement and ask a question to the chairman, please.
Okay,
But we got a guest on here, so let's try to maximize the time so that we can speak with the guests. Chairman Musa Hassan Biladi. Most recently, there has been this accusation of 20 million missing from the budget. Let me go straight to the point. Do you believe 20 million is missing from the budget?
I believe it's more than 20 million.
You believe it's more than 20 million?
Yes.
Okay, so what I will do is I won't go any further. I will stop here because I know, my fellow panelists would have questions and concerns. Let me get to Lofa quickly if he has any question on this whole budget issue, budget draft, or whatever it is. Lofa, it's on you. Any question or any concern before we move to Monk and then Siku?
Sure, most definitely. Regarding this whole this budget, and I would hate to use this statement that is often frowned upon here, but excuse me, guys, for the sake of reference, based on previous experience, I would say it is stated that the government or folks in government have fingered, excuse me for the word again, purposely stated, but apologizing for stating that, right? The document to include some amount of 22 million or $20 million extra in the budget for whatever reason. But before I even get to that, I want to go back again to speak to what Monk said earlier. Roosevelt's condition was not the issue of mental, it was simply physical. All right. So that was not much of a concern to the people. You could be physically incapacitated to some extent and still be mentally capacitated because your physical aspect of it is not required to serve as a precedent. So that is completely out the box if we are to make the comparison. Now, to speak to representability, here's my question here. This issue of this recent alleged $20 million, it appears as though this particular government here, UP government, is just on the roll of stealing and stealing and stealing and stealing and stealing, and you guys are not doing anything. I'm sorry for the finger pointing. Let me put my hands down. Doing much about holding them accountable for the action. Now we are hearing the issue of 20-something million that was actually put in the budget. Again, I just want to ask a simple question. Do you and your colleagues have the spine to even question this or pursue it to the fullest until it is either removed or to some extent have someone prosecuted for this action? Do you or your colleagues have the spine to do that? That's my question.
I do, but I don't think they have. The fact that, I have made my position clear, and there's a big debate going on right now in the House of Representatives chat room. Budget alteration is a crime. And we have agencies of government that are supposed to investigate crime. We cannot investigate ourselves. I said to them, let's give it to GAC or LACC. And those who are culpable should be prosecuted. But they don't want to hear that. I'm sorry, Julius. I think that our country, anybody who wants to change this country must focus on reforming the legislature. Otherwise, we don't go. You can go bring Obama, yes, sir, being president. Liberia will not change. With this constitution, the power of and any constitution around the world for that matter, the power of the state is in this legislature. It has abdicated because right now there are several things before it they cannot act on.
All right, thank you. Mark,
Yes, sir.
any question, any concern for the chairman on this whole missing 20 million allegedly in the legislature on Adikova calling on an investigation?
But I think if I can call for an investigation all he wants, we were the first that raised the alarm on this whole thing about the so-called fingering or the alteration of the budget. We said it, and it came directly from the Boyman Camara and his crew. With the moment they submitted the budget for review and the lawmakers signed off on it, that's when they went and changed it. That's a violation. But like I said, from the beginning, you seen this thing. It was the same thing I would say, oh, $188 million over 6 years over the counter transaction with no accountability. And people say, when I say, oh, if they can get close to McGill, then it means Georgia is in the cross. I said, no, the president can walk scot-free because there are no laws or provisions that provide that the president can be prosecuted. It's the same old thing. Look, in Liberia, when you review our constitution and the entire laws, you don't need an amendment. You need a total overhaul. The foundation of the whole country is shaking.
The constitution is not. It doesn't fit the test of today. Honestly,
but it does not meet today's standard. That's why you can make an amendment. You can do your petition. At the end of the day, you are not going anywhere. You need a total overhaul because every institution in the country takes a direction or mandate from the constitution. So if the constitution is broken, then how do you make the case? The other lawmaker came here. You can remember when that guy came from River G that came and said, by some magical means, they were able to come away 46.5 million. I was like, brother, you want us to believe on the show that somehow 45 million been set on the table and the executive couldn't enact that 46 million, but you guys just discovered it. So you've been telling me for over a decade. We had the opportunity to raise additional 46.5 million added up to the budget, but you guys just gave the executive the mandate to go and generate that money. I said, no, it does not make sense. And the whole thing about alteration of the budget, we said it on SKTV. I don't know where chairman and crew are waiting for this thing to reach before to become a national security issue, because I know when lawmakers sign on the budget, I would say the budget is a law. Once it meets the approval of our lawmaker, is a law. How can you go back to the executive and go and overturn what the lawmaker? How do you prosecute these people? And these prosecution conditions are not there. Prosecutory conditions are not set. That is why people can work with impunity. And everything boils down to the very same constitution. So we keep running into this issue over and over, that a president can come and just steal deliberately and walk scot-free, that you can alter the budget and walk scot-free, that you can go to the central bank and do all the counter transaction and walk scot-free, that a bank can call it. Do you know what it means for a bank to call a president to intervene for a bailout? That's an impeachable offense. But how do you do that in Liberia? The conditions are not set for that. We don't have the. That's where the problem is.
All right, thank you, Mark. Mr. Kane, up to you.
Yeah, so while Mom was talking, I had Honorable Kolba on the line waiting. He wanted to chip in on the
yes, please.
On the 20 million, but because Mom was talking, I didn't want to cut him off. I think he dropped off. Honorable Kolba, if you're watching, call back.
Yeah, you should have told Mom to.
No, I didn't want to cut Mom off, but I mean, Mom had to say something because he's been waiting, so I didn't want to cut him off. So, Honorable Kolba said he wanted to add something to on the $20 million thing. I think he knows something that we don't know. Hopefully, he will call back, and then we'll talk about it. So, the $20 million, since the issue came up, people been calling me trying to justify, because SKTV, we didn't talk about it yesterday extensively. We didn't. So some people are defending that the money was just moved. It was added, but it was moved from one place to another, but they haven't used the money. Some people are saying, the intention They just intended to do the S, Y, and Z, but because it's been exposed now, they may not use the money. What I have to say to everybody, whether in private, and I'm going to say this in public, the fact that you added something or subtracted something from the budget after the legislature finished doing their part on it, the intent alone is stealing. Now you go take something in somebody's house, but you are now, you try to make it outside. Then the person, the owner of the house came in and stopped you from getting away with the thing that you took from the house. Then you are not a rogue anymore. It's still stealing. It doesn't matter whether you make your way through, that you went out, or you stay in a house, but as long as you enter the house with the intention to steal whatever belonging that you took from there, you're stealing. When police come, they're not going to charge you, for stealing. They're not going to say, because the man didn't go outside, it means not a rogue, not a criminal. The fact that you even enter that house with malicious intent to take away some belonging that is not yours, that's a criminal act. So changing the document alone is a crime. So I think nothing will happen. It's going to be same old as usual. Whatever happened, those in leadership from both houses are aware. And they are the ones that are supposed to investigate. They are the ones that are supposed to hold somebody accountable when they themselves are the one that are doing it. I see nothing coming out of it. I see it as just the 32 million case.
So the thing about this is that this kind of thing cannot happen without the acquiescence of the executive.
Yes. So I will just Chairman Ability on this, since he's our guest. Chairman Ability, a lot of things going on in Liberia. Every day, from one thing to another, Now you are frustrated because of you expect the legislature to do their due diligence, but they are not doing it. They're taking advantage of the vulnerability of the legislature because they believe that nobody will hold them accountable. There's nothing that will hold them accountable. The judiciary is compromised. Everybody in Liberia now, one way or the other, compromised. Where are we headed as a country? You think we'll have a country 6 years from now?
So, let's be honest. In the last 6-7 years, the judiciary, in my mind, has proven to be much better than the other two branches of government.
In the last 6 years, yeah?
6 months.
Okay.
I agree.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's at least let's give them that credit.
And I agree with you on that part.
Yes, I mean they've taken a lot of good decisions. Nobody, even you, Segu, did not expect for the Justice in Chamber to issue the rate that he issued on Fridays. You understand? So the other two are basically in cahoot and robbing the country. And at the end of the day, this whole budget thing here, it will just end in blood. Because who was who? Eh? The crimes are going to be investigated by executive. Executive is further inside. The budget crime has to be implemented by the executive. Otherwise, it cannot be. The legislator cannot go and rev voucher and take something. The budget and the crime committed in the budget cannot happen without the acquiescence of the executive. In fact, if you even put a legislator there, they are just an accomplice.
So my question was, Mr. Chairman, should we continue like this? Zimbabwe and government, they try to do, they continue to do what they are doing, and the legislature is in cahoots, as you just said. Are we going to have a country after 6 years? I mean, I'm talking about functioning country.
You know, Simple, in my frustration, I come to one conclusion. One day, God will save the country. God will give out the right person. And the right frame of mind will come about.
You said who would do that?
God.
God?
Yeah. No, nothing else. You send them to go for right now.
Okay, let's hear from Honorable Koluba, Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind. Honorable Koluba. Hello?
Yes, you can hear me?
Yeah, you are live on SKTV. Chairman Bellet is here. Mount Brazilian Mount, look for Julius, Steve Bole, and Johnson Mabon Kula and myself. So how you doing, sir?
Let me say good evening to all of you people, good evening to my supporters, good evening to the Port District number 10. Yesterday I was informed by my office. So we are gearing all to see if we can make our presence felt there somewhere in the smart road gate. Look, Seku, let me say this to you people. With the way the people are proceeding, the thing is clear. Why you want to do investigation for? They took the 20 million, they put it somewhere. They put money to Grand Bassa. Why they put it there? Because you only get interest in Grand Bassa. She was part of the shipping of the money. They put money to Bon County. Why they put it there? Because Prince Moise is the most senior criminal ever. I've been saying it on your show. Anything, Prince Moise know the system to the extent where they have been in our house for Madam Seri time. The same thing happened on former President George Weah time for 6 years. When you listen to the former ambassador, American ambassador said they put sending the money to those agencies and going back for it. Yes, I happy. So you will never see that the lawmakers are involved. But those agencies, when they send the money there to them, those lawmakers pretty much then go for it. Investigate who on the budget committee that got Redemption Hospital in the district. Why money went to Redemption? Why you're here wasting your time anything for? Chairman Belete said no, what happened? The House of Representatives is involved until he can take charge. The Speaker is involved.
What? The Speaker is involved with the...
Yes, until the House, we are being accused. We can be accused and be judging cases. I'm very sorry I'm not in Liberia though. Everything I'm saying now is the gossip. I'd like to be in Liberia and talk the way I'm talking in the faces of those people. We can be accused and do investigation. Look at Dopo. Anything that Dopo in will become criminal. Dopo from Rawaji, those are the put our own committee during the 6th year of former President Weah. Those are the put our shifting money and going for it.
Hold on, you're talking about Senator Dopo who came here and said that
I work with the people. I work with the people. Are those people not stay on the budget committee? No, so the reason why they fought hard to keep Daniel Bronsky over there is because she knew how to get the criminal money and ship it around.
In the finance ministry, you mean?
Nothing is being done with all the executive consent.
Wow.
When you get closer to the Speaker one day, Isaac, he said was there of $4 million that was recovered, that was observed, and Prince Moy and Yombly came to you and say we will give you $1 million. Yombly will take $1 million. Then we will they score their money. Will take the $2 million. Then he said, "You can say they answered that question."
What? Hold on. I want you to repeat that. I don't understand that.
You want to get me very clear, right?
Yes, please.
I challenge Chairman ability to say what I'm saying. I'm not saying he was there when the Speaker were approached. I am saying what I want to say. Who be responsible for it? I said there were money was observed by Prince Moy and the people that are on the budget committee. The senior thief Prince Moy. When they observed that the $4 million was set aside, they scored that money. They went to the Speaker and told the Speaker, said, "We'll give you $1 million, give you only $1 million, the $2 million. We pray more, Dopo, then we will take that money and divide it." We were on the budget committee. Tell them, say, you can say.
So hold on. So the budget committee of the Senate.
The Senate involved the horse.
Okay, both Liberia committee of both horses.
Yes.
They kind of reserve $4 million for themselves. But when they were caught,
They scored. There were 4 million. 4 million was set one side.
4 million was set aside.
According to my source that was sitting there.
Okay.
When they met the speaker and they told the speaker said, "I don't want to get involved." They were pretty Moy and Gopo. Then I met the speaker, and when they brought it all, the speaker said, "I don't want to get involved." If he's involved, I'll tell you, say involved. Until the GAC can investigate the 20 million, the speaker is involved. If he's not involved, Lord remain neutral. We are being accused.
So
Look, they will go up and down and go up and come down. The horse will not be exonerated.
So let me ask you this, and then I'll go to maybe Chairman Ability. I want to say something to you or other folks. So, according to your sources, what after the speaker, they told the speaker they will give him $1 million. What did he say? Did he receive? Did he say yes to take the money or no?
What my source told me, he said he don't want to be a part. Anything they want to do, that the government doesn't do it, because Yomli and Primoy and Dopo were at the forefront.
Wow.
Yes.
Chairman Ability, do you have anything to say to your colleague here before I go to my other colleague to ask him?
You will not say nothing at diplomat. What the diplomat will say?
You know, the colleague, Kolba, he also know one thing that I've done in that place, Seko, is that I came in the house knowing very well that the place was corrupt. So I have, and your representative Kolba can prove me right on that. I have refrained myself from being part of any financial dealing in that building. I'm not on no financial committee. I'm only focused on one committee, which is the Committee on National Security. I have nothing to do to be aware of inner circle, two budget committee coming to meet speaker. I gotta be part of that committee. I am not. I'm not a part of the committee. But these allegations that Honorable Kolba is making, it's flying all over the place. And this is why I'm saying that, and I fully agree with you, we have no capacity to audit what happened to the budget. If they want to really prove what happened to the budget, it should be given to either LSCC or GAC or the both of them. This is a major crime.
So could this $4 million be part of the $20 million they were moving around?
No.
I don't know, my brother. Honestly, all I know is that.
Okay, I think Honorable Kolba trying to respond to that. Yeah, you say no?
I am saying no. It's not part of the 20 million. It's not part of the 20 million. Seku, your check to where they shop the money in the 20 million, where were divided. Everywhere that money went, that people either in leadership or people that own the budget committee, I challenge you to prove me wrong. Yes.
But
prove me wrong.
Wow. So how do we expect now for Nyombli and Kofa to investigate something that they are presumably
We
part
have
of?
the moral to investigate anything we are being accused. As far as I'm concerned, the House of Representatives, the senator, I don't know what we're doing, because the executive got people in the system that want to steal the whole system.
The only people who can come on now are the NSCC and GAC.
Wow.
Who are proving to be very independent.
Steve, do you have a question for Honorable Kolba?
Yes, I have a question for Honorable Kolba.
Go ahead.
Honorable Kolba, and this question go to you and Chairman Musa Hassan Benedict. Are you guys saying Yomdi Kanga Lauren is corrupt?
I don't know about Chairman Ability. Chairman Ability that diploma. When you ask me a question, don't jump me a Chairman Ability question to get a big. Ask me one question.
Okay, Honorable Kolba.
Listen. Still, am talking? You're listening to him. Go ahead.
Don't ask two questions one question to two of us, please. Say, Honorable Kolba, the question go to you. One answer my own, then you ask Chairman Ability your own. I maintain that Yomli Kanga is a criminal and it will be proven every day check how much money went to Gambassa. Not for the poor Gambassa, but for her to go for the 2029 campaign. Check how much money went to Bon County. Not to the poor Bon County, but to go back to those agencies to take it. Free way. You know that these people are Jeremiah Kun. That Jeremiah Kun never reach. Sending money to agencies and going for it. That's my ability myself talking. I'm one talking my own.
Okay, let me ask Chairman Ability this question. Chairman Ability, currently, we're talking politics now. Currently, quote unquote, you guys are in the Liberty Party. You are talking to bring your party back together and so forth. Honorable Yega Koluba, a colleague of yours, has openly accused Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence of being corrupt. My question to you is, do you believe Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence is corrupt? If so, should she be removed from the pro tem and also the Liberty Party? What say you?
Look, for me to say someone is corrupt, you have to prove it. And the only thing I can prove is an audit. And when there's no audit, I have nothing to use to call Senator Lawrence Kanga corrupt. You know, Yega Koluba is a different human being. Musa Bilede is a different human being. Yega can say plenty of things when we get away with it. I can't make that kind of statement without a cogent evidence in my hand to say that. That's why I am calling. One thing I can confirm to you is that the legislature is corrupt. Okay? And the fact that they have refused to audit, it means that the legislature is corrupt. But to take out the pro tem and say she corrupt, I have not stumbled over any corrupt act of her. No one has brought anything to me that puts her into that line. And, you know, it would be unnecessary and unfair for me to levy.
So if proven corrupt, before we go to the other panelists, if proven that she is corrupt at GAC or LACC, if proven that she is corrupt, would you still accept the fact that she holds leadership in the Liberty Party?
Not just from President Baka, Kofa, Nyombli, Kun, anybody that is found corrupt, myself. If any one of us found corrupt, we are not fit for office, we should be removed.
Thank you. Sibu, it's up to you.
Wow. Lofa, before we go to Mom will be the last person to ask Honorable Koluba. Go ahead, Lofa. Do you have a question for Honorable Yega Koluba? Lofa Julius.
Lofa is away.
Okay. Brazilian Monk, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Do you have a question for Honorable Koluba?
Well, I don't have a specific question for Yeke, Honorable Koluba. I just know we broke the news on this show. We went in depth. We gave our lawmakers business model as to how they can be competing for resources. So there is nothing new to SKTV for our fans. You know, one of the reasons most of the lawmakers always avoid, it's not because we are radical yet. It's just that we can do our due diligence. We go to the most important news, not the one that's trending for social media. And they know that. So they will always try to avoid SKTV. I don't know what they were waiting for this thing to escalate to second level taking on it, but we raised the alarm here. We went through the bucket here. We did a breakdown. Segu, our people got short-term memory. When Chief Justice Senayo made that request that they wanted their fair share, because I told the people on the show, I said, because they understand that it's like you got two opposing forces competing for lower hanging fruits when it comes to the budget. You're looking at the executive and the legislative branch fighting for money. That's exactly why our national budget is. If you really go down to the details, why you think she will make that request? Because like we know the game that you got to keep playing, but the way the game is set up, we are not the one benefiting. It only oscillated between the House and the people in the executive branch. But so we want our fair share. So all these revelations coming from Yega, there is nothing new. We broke the story. We went into the budget. We called it for what it is. So I don't think I have any extra question for him. And Yega said it right. He said the money goes to the committee. Segu, when you hear in the government, when they say conference committee and the committee are in conference or ad hoc or joint committee between the House and the Senate, who do you think they be trying to reconcile things with? The people in the executive. because they will be the one to go out there and get the physical cash to come and put it right from an economic standpoint, to put it on the market or to put it out there. So when these guys go behind closed door, and every lawmaker are not privileged to that committee, only few people are in committees. So they go behind the scene, they negotiate how much we will get, how much you guys will get. That's why I told the woman that came on the show the last time, I said, pretty soon you turn to prayer warrior, because when you cannot form a caucus, even if you go to politics with good intention, that's what Einstein said, politics is complicated than even physics, because it's not about doing the right thing, it's about putting a team together that will help you get the right thing done. That's what makes politics complicated. So chairmanability, the Yaga Kolba, they can cry all they want. At the end of the day, if you guys cannot find a caucus to hold the line for the Liberian people, all your advocacy, it will just be like Tom and Jerry. It will just be repeating over and over, and nothing is going to change, because the nature of the work.
Mom, I need to respond to that before Honorable Yageka.
Okay.
Everything that's happening to Liberian people, they deserve it is sweet for them. The next time they want to elect people, they got to choose the right kind of people. Every community, every society deserves the leader it has. So people should start making noise in people's ear. I mean, all of us will get tired talking. But that building there is by number. So the owners is not on us. Those people there, they are not living with us. We have the same vote. You're crying outside there, making noise. The legislator pass a resolution in your district. Get a citizen movement. All legislators must sign that their pay will not pass $2,500. That they will not make it. Then you're serious. But if you give them a blank check, when we come in the building, then they will catch it. Yeah. And it will not matter because you give it to them. The responsibility is on the electors.
I agree.
So stop bugging people with how much lawmaker will take. That's not a business. Because at the end of the day, if you put someone there were 1,000 or more Liberians running for this position. You chose 105 of them, minus 15 that are already sitting. Okay? You chose 103. Now, at the end of the day, these are the people that you say will come, and the mandate you gave them, that what they executed. If you didn't give them mandate, that means that blanket you gave them. Next time around, get the mandate.
Thank you.
All this noise about how much law, self-preservation, who will reduce their salary? You know how many lawmakers going through? You get lawmaker $30,000. So if you want a lawmaker salary to come down, that mandate must come from the people who put them there. Before they put them there.
Thank you. Lofa, I was calling your attention earlier on. Do you have a question for Honorable Yeke Kolba?
Actually, I really, if Honorable Yeke Kolba is still on the line, I just want.
Here.
Okay. So my question to Honorable Koluba is the issue of, and I just want to amplify the statement from Monk about salary reduction. I know this has been something that Honorable Koluba have consistently disagreed with. He said once the money comes to him, he will take it, including the 30,000 and so forth. My question to Honorable Koluba is, what do you intend to do outside of this social media engagement and other things upon your return to the the house in session? What do you intend to do to pursue these individuals who may be involved with this $20 million issue and engaging your constituents so that they are part of the process? And secondly, you were threatened by Matt Jabate, who still maintained his position and is gallivanting the social media and claiming that he has the support of the president. And Representative Musa Hassan Bedede here once appeared on the closing argument and said they will act. Unfortunately, we are yet to see any action or hear of anything that they have done thus far. What do you intend to do about these things, and have it done amicably so that the people can see your action other than just being vocal when it comes to discussing the national issue?
Look, let me say this, Julius. I want you to understand today that Chairman Benedict is over there. I wrote a communication to send for the Justice Minister and the security actors to come and tell us how they can do recruitment. The director of police, the Unity Party director of police, was on the radio. He said the gun is being placed in a lot of police people that are not supposed to carry a gun having gun. It's all on social media. Look, the House of Representatives have become facilitator to all the happenings in the country. The country being corrupt, we are a part of it.
Honorable Koluba, tomorrow is the hearing. Based on your letter tomorrow, we have already cited them. They are coming tomorrow.
Okay. Chairman Benedict, let me appreciate you, but it's belated. You know how many people are that?
My brother, we're trying to stop more people from dying.
Just a few days, a police officer was in illegal possession of firearm and killed somebody around the VOA. Just a few days, the police said they don't know how that man got a gun. It's because people just taking people and putting them in national security uniform. The same system we cried about yesterday is worse today. As long as we can regulate the happiness of people, we can pass follow no confidence in no people. But can we do it? We have become facilitators. In the broad daylight, there are a lot of evidences that no people, the government that I brought, you didn't bring ability. Nobody on our show brought the government. I brought the government to power. I am saying that people have become a failure. 1 month right after the talk office, I said people have failed. It's because of what I have seen and
what kind of measurement you use to vote for them? You just close your eye, you vote for the people. After 1 month, you just disqualify them. Then all of your brother problem on us.
You see, yeah, we don't want brother problem.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for admitting.
I agree. We brought the problem, and I was trying to set the problem straight. And now I voted for all the people before President the court. The other point of no. When I went to the ballot, I voted for Joseph Boakai in the second round. I voted for him to become president. So I am going to be on Joseph Boakai. I don't know nobody besides Joseph Boakai. And I listened to the information minister, protests can stop investors from coming. Or one former president, we have talked over. When we're protesting for the gay account of 25 million, we not need a good job investor. Or you put down want to exercise our right that is in the Constitution. And say, cool, let me give them this of breaking news. Are you aware that the government has resolved not to give importing back in the country permit or go ahead to import back? Are you aware? Put this as a breaking news today. I'm sorry I'm not in the country. I will be back in country very soon. Look, the Joseph Boakai will have to give account on that 8 million that went to that his private bank that he been collecting money from. You understand? And that the horse do not have the sperm to do anything. I don't know why they even call our horse. We are facilitators. We are facilitating the criminal act 100% in the country. It's because we sit there. It's 73% going the horse.
Honorable Kolba, can you repeat what you just said about the bike? I don't understand.
The government has resolved not to go ahead to people that importing bikes in the country anymore.
You talking about motorbike?
Yes. Because they want to stop bike from coming in the country.
Why?
Is it the wrong thing the motorcyclist did to escort you with their own gas, their own bike to bring you to the Seku, don't mind no people. Oh, we're not allow anybody to do a protest. We're not Seku, we were assembled. No people lucky are not in the country, man. I tried to handle some things to come Seku. I got different print of t-shirt. I don't know if you want to put my t-shirt on and say the sample are already in the country waiting for me. I got different warnings on my t-shirt. Different wording on the t-shirt we're coming to use. Different wording. And I will send it to you. Maybe you can pull it up. Or maybe you're not already for your show. If you look at already for your show, you can pull it up to see the sample of t-shirt I got in Liberia waiting for me. Simple. This country, people will give account. Joseph Boakai need to give account the 5 million that they took from NASCOR when you were not president. What did he do with it?
They took 5 million from NASCOR? Hold on, they took 5 million from NASCOR? When?
Yeah, even the Port Authority, they indebted to those institutions.
Brisbane wrote NASCOR when Joseph Boakai was president-elect saying that Joseph Walker said he must give him money to buy cars for his guests that were coming. Was he in authority that time to give that kind of authority or to request? While President Weah was
the money given?
Yes.
$5 million with no legislation whatsoever.
500,000, not 5 million.
500,000. That's a lot of money.
Yes.
That's half of a million.
As a chairman, we've been talking about that in the house. The chairman know.
Okay.
Road NASCOP.
Okay.
Under the instruction of Joseph Walker.
Mr. Chairman, I mean, I'll call about.
No, I didn't deny it. Anyway, that diploma, maybe you want to focus on it.
Okay. Before the chairman comes in, let me ask you this. And everybody asks you a question. I want to ask you about the $20 million plus the $22 million, the Yellow Machine saga. For all of the money and financial scandals that we've been hearing for the past 6 months, do you think these things are giving more energy and excitement or validation to the protests that have been planned by the Liberians against Joseph Walker government? You think they are actually empowering or energizing the people of Liberia to protest more?
Sekou, we are working on an impeachment bill that is already prepared. Abuse of power alone, you can be impeached for it. Abuse of power, you can be impeached for abuse of power. You don't know that? People are broken all the law. Listen to Chairman Belete, the diplomat saying, oh, I want to bring it all the law. The law that on the book, we can enforce it, we can respect it. Then you want to bring law to put law on law? People ask me, have you made any law? Why will I make law when the laws are on the book cannot be respected? The central bank, do we have anything in the central bank law that say you must suspend the governor and bring somebody that outside the system to come be IT? That outside the system to come be IT? Sekou are coming in the country, man. I will be coming soon. The country will be hacked because we'll carry on their awareness. I'll have to complete my tour and come back in the capital city, go around my musical set to carry on the awareness for the peaceful sit-in. Sekou, watch and see. Sekou, and let me say this. There are people planted to kill me. That thing Mike Jabate did, they will do it on you. I don't want us to dignify Mike Jabate. Mike Jabate is my brother. Mike Jabate was very kind to tell me the plan that the people have. God used him to tell me, to tell the people the plan they have. Sekou, no, Sekou, when I come back in Liberia, my tune will not change. The power say you must take the battle and cross the river.
Wow.
You listen to what the power said? The power went to the power know the power. The power said take the battle and cross the river. The power said parents do not provoke your child. The power said parents respect
My man,
parents.
don't come Steve to come for you. Steve can go for the Bible people now. Because you can't interpret it the right way. Steve Boyle should come for you because Steve Boyle hear the people who can misinterpret the Bible.
We will take the challenge and cross the river. Sekou, you know why I'm talking like that? In the country, it'll be the gossip. So I'll break you. Let me leave your show. I'll be coming to the country.
Honorable Kolba, I want to say thank you so much
I don't
for.
want to respond to my Jabate. And people are calling me, oh, you know, the Muslim people. And no.
Muslim people are what?
Support is with the Muslim community. I believe in the Muslim community. They have never deceived me. My Jabate situation will what God and provoke him to expose. It's a situation. My Jabate is an individual. I do not believe in power business. Please. So
thank you.
You my supporters, you want to say Muslim people, they know it's my Jabate that was given instruction. That's the plan they have. That's the plan they have.
Maybe I wish you on the radio in Liberia, live, or you are carrying on your news. I'm just asking.
No news. We are live.
Okay, thank you so much. So, Honorable Kolba, before you leave, Liberian people are listening to you. Most of the government officials are listening that I know of. Chairman Belete said the House will take action on Mark Jabates, the assistant minister.
No, the House will be wrong. The House will be wrong to take action. We did not employ Mark Jabate. Mark Jabate is working for somebody, and that's a plane and a half. And God, by the grace of God, the plane has been.
Yeah, but it was Mark Jabate. It was Mark Jabate. It was Mark Jabate that made the utterances about killing you. So.
Okay, what did Mark Jabate say? Mark Jabate said we were bringing.
Yeah, but exactly. So that's what I'm. That's. But let me end my question. So Mark Jabate was the one that actually said it. He said we. Isn't Mark Jabate supposed to be the one to actually point to those
but Sebu,
that are part of the
honorable Caliber to know that our decision ain't nothing to do with him.
Okay.
We have a response, whether you like it or not, we send for Mark Jabate.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So
because he threatened a government official. When you resign just now, Mark Jabate said that I will not ask him. We have under as chairman of the Committee on National Security. It's my duty.
Mark Jabate made a statement on who instruction.
So that what we ask him. How we gotta ask him that.
And somebody is enjoying a statement Mark Jabate made. Look.
So we have to ask him. As soon, and I'm telling you a mission, as soon as we open session, the Committee on National Security will send
Mr. Chairman, the Honorable Kolba just accused you whether you see Mattel, whether you've been paid by the United Party government.
It's okay. The thing is, I have a job to do, Sebu. I found myself in a space where everybody can easily excuse. In Liberia, I've learned something I learned the hard way. When everybody accusing you and me doing a good job, the Honorable Yenga Kolba, a government official insult a city lawmaker and threatening his life, I have a responsibility under the legislative act that established the Committee on National Security.
Okay.
So he tells me that he will not stop me.
What will you guys do to Mark Jabate?
We have power. We'll ask him. We'll show him power. We can jail him.
Such as.
Huh?
Such as what?
We can jail him. We can declare him a non-governmental. It's not fit to be to. How do you call him, man?
Non-governmental material.
Non-governmental, and the other one, man. The
President no grata. President no grata.
No, no confidence.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Chairman, you can only make recommendations because you're not be the one to say you're going to put in jail. Like you know how it works.
They can put in jail, but for how long?
As long as we are in session.
But Chairman, you know, you have all the power. Then 22 million of the Labrampo money was stolen.
They got you can call by talking like let him finish.
Steve, I beg you, you don't get a chairman harder. You know, you're not going to bring Diploma and myself together like the chairman show. I beg you.
No. I tell what to you. Go ahead. I tell what to you.
The chairman agree for you to speak your mind.
I tell what to you. Go ahead.
You witness on the show. Let me tell the chairman. Mr. Chairman, nobody can never like you. They don't can never like you. You sat down in a place and paid the long horse rent. You sat down in Liberia and facilitated Yomli to become senator. I told you during the election, I said people will croak you, not vote for you. Why have you? I show my own vote, I voted for you. Because I make commitment that because the people told me, say, oh, you Muslim man, don't vote for Muslim man. I say, if I don't vote for Muslim man, and I Christian, we're not here to bring decision. Capabilities or Liberian. And I told him, I said, oh, not vote for you. Yeah, in there. Local vote, Rachel couldn't go and local vote you got. Do you see the decision?
Oh, Kolba.
I told him, yeah, in there.
26 of my colleagues voted for me.
I said, no, not vote for you.
Yes, Honorable Kolba. I'm happy where I am. I've learned more. God put me exactly where I belong. And it is so good that I'm here.
Your friends, Honorable Chairman, Delon and Yobli are not your friends.
But so what brings Delon? Delon and Yomli, they are senators. We're talking about how big the man.
Okay. All right. We'll call back. I want to say thank you so much for following SKTV, from SI, from outside of Liberia. You always,
I run away from Majabate. Wanted to bring
you know about that speculating that
He said you are going Ukraine. I want Yaka told me. Say you're going Ukraine.
Yeah, but you know about the people celebrating that Majabate is a medicine for Yaka Kolba. So I think Steve.
Segu, let me tell you one thing today. My focus is Joseph Wakai. And when I come,
Segu, I got the chairman on national defense. Online, you want to contribute.
Hold on.
So go ahead, ask him.
From where? From the House of Representatives?
You should call it from local country.
You should call it from local country. Is on the line?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear from him.
Yeah, go ahead.
What about you, wait, man? If you hear what you party, we're talking about our country market on you party. They move from here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let me say good evening to everybody, to the folks out there. There were specific things that Honorable Kulba and Honorable Musa Berete raised that will be raising over the months, all the weeks. To be specific, cleaning, immigration. We would like to know from the immigration people. These people you put about the train, what is the budget line for which to be paid? Or are you going to maybe pension our people? Do you have that in the prior view, or do you have that in the budget that you're going to pension these people before additional recruitment? It is unfortunate that our colleague Jacob Kuba is not in the country, but we'll be here. For me, I returned from Lufa today. We'll be in our meeting tomorrow. The immigration will be clear and tell, because I received a lot of concerns in Lufa that they are about to retire and will have any benefit. If it is true or not, tomorrow they will tell us. And if that procedure is not put in place, I just tell people, just stop that thing you're doing. We want laws in our country. You're not going to be retiring people with any benefit, and you say, oh, we'll get a 2-3 months salary, and they thought we'll go to NASCO and we'll pay you. I brought it to the attention of my chairman, William Musa Berete, so that we can have the meeting and then be clear and tell what is unfolding. Anything contrary to that, they will have to redo or return the Sadako ante regarding the recruitment process that's ongoing. We're not against the recruitment process, but the right things should be put in place so that those people that will be retired should be adequately served and given their benefit, their retirement benefits. We want to know. You can't tell somebody go sit down, come and recruit, and you got nothing to offer them. Right now, people are getting pressure and getting sick about what is unfolding. So when it comes to the issue of what? Say again. You're trying to ask a question. Hello?
You finished talking?
No, I'm not done, but someone attempted to ask me, so I didn't tell you a little bit.
No, go ahead. We'll ask you a question when you have landed, when you're done.
Okay, good. So then I heard something today from the Supreme Court. That is Yusuf, the Justice in Chambers. Yusuf Kaba. He placed a stay order on somebody to try to retire from the Liberian police on grounds that they should hold on until due process is accorded. Look, if people have reached the retirement age or ages, those procedures that are required that these people should be retired, they have absolutely no problem. But you cannot retire a man when the package that man's supposed to go with before retirement is not given it. I mean, for me, the chairman, it doesn't to me, I'm the co-chairman of National Security and Jet Defense. We will have to institute the measure that will safeguard those people that will be leaving the service. You cannot just drop people out of the service without giving them what they are entitled to as per our laws. So any attempt to even contravene the law, I think Mr. Military and I and the rest of the government, national security, in the House of Representatives will take serious exception to that. And for me, I'm prepared for that tomorrow. So that's what you're doing, so you're recruiting. Can you imagine the first time they put the recruitment in the name of providing insider training? That was never brought to the attention of our committee. And I want to tell the chairman, you cannot be the chairman of national security, training going on. They will not inform you and not get you a single letter asking you to go to the graduation program in Banga. That one told me to go to Chief going. That they respect to the committee, and this what should be brought to their knee and ask them why they even did that. They even went about saying if I were insider training, there are people who photograph I have that had never ever been member of immigration. Today they're in uniform. I even saw one of them yesterday in the top of Bitijama. So for heaven's sake, I mean, why are you doing this? So who's going to pay for that training? With that recruiter, it's in the budget. Every time the budget, how are you going to pay them? So these things should be brought to our attention and make sure that nobody should work after the budget. Everyone can say, where the money coming from?
So,
which after line is that budget passing to pay people that recruited that were not immigration officers? We're not talking about the insider training. You can refresh them. You can go through insider training. When you bring in new people on board, it's a clear indication that you got budget on to pay them. And if you are taking the old people for them to pay them, what is the procedure? What is the process passing through with the retired people?
Okay.
So you want to sit down whenever you think this and just remove the people and just bring your own people. We're not here for the party thing. The security sector should be voted upon by party politics, and they are yet to understand that. But tomorrow we'll have a lot of things to discuss. I can see the whole recruitment process, the whole application process returning to Sarako anti because they want to bring in partisans that will be employed at the expense of those who are qualified to join the service. And we're not going to tolerate that as member and co-chairman on national security. Mr. Chairman, I'm telling you. A diplomatic man, but we're going to be very radical.
Mr. Coach, can you hear me?
I'm hearing loud and clear.
All right, thank you so much. So it is great, hearing you here on SKTV, and we are happy that you've been following and listening to the conversation. So, do you think this legislature that you are a part of, chairman on defense, co-chair on national security, you think this House of Representatives under the chairmanship, under the leadership of Fonati Kufa, you think this house is in any position or has the capacity to hold this government accountable? And if you think this government really take you guys seriously?
Let me say this. In as much as Honorable Fonati Kufa have been dancing to the tunes and galleries of the executive.
Okay.
In conformity of the separation of power, we are three distinct and coordinating branches of the government. So what Honorable Kufa is doing is not bad. But if people are thinking or even imagining that will be used as stooges to circumvent and then compromise the rights and integrity of our people, we're not going to sit with Fonati Kufa to go in line with that. Honorable Kufa says on things where our president when the revolution was made. You understand?
Like what?
This country.
Like what, for example? Can you elaborate?
I come in right now we are discussing national security matter.
No, Mr. Chairman, don't interrupt me. Let me talk.
The security of our country, we're not going to sit and allow few group of people who think they are teaching cabinet of the regime. And we keep sit down and dance to the tunes and gallery of what they're saying. We're not going to do that. Number one. Let me tell you this. Like Yabba said, the likes of Young Blee, the likes of the Buckeye senator, the likes of the senator from Maryland, I just forget their name, but I will call them later. All right? The likes of DeLong. These are people who think that they are the movers and shakers of the government. Granted, their party is our party. But for me, I stand with the people. I'm not going to move and dance with those things that will compromise the interests of our people. I was never elected to compromise the interests of our people. Now let me bring it back to national security. So the immigration people, that's what you're doing.
The immigration team,
if you don't put in place those things that will put in place that will honorably retire our people and your thing you will bring in your students and incorporate them into immigration. And I think how it's going to work. It's not going to work like that. We let them do all sorts of mobility and tell
Honorable Collie, I'm sorry.
1 minute, please.
Yeah, because I want you to elaborate.
Hello? 1 minute. Let me get in there before you come out, baby chief.
Okay.
Honorable Collie told Musa Belete that the invitation letter is sent Belete, and I told Musa Belete that you chairman of the security who have this training or your concern or any involving you or any invitation and again inviting to closing program you who. We are the one who pressurizing over having to these people. Why are they behaving like this? We represent the country. We were elected. So if you are having national security training or refreshment, why are you incorporating people who are not even members of the force? I can tell you, I think for the summer names that were included into that in-service training. I got one picture of my phone. I even saw that who going to pay the people? So maybe they are going to retire people who are not benefit and just get them off and bring in new faces. We want to know. And for me, I'm going to be very candid, very emphatic. This type of packet should live in accordance with the rules and laws governing our country. We're not here to make with an institution that will not be in the interest of our people.
Okay.
So it is good honorability with the chairman of national security have already agreed that tomorrow we'll meet these people. We'll meet the security actors. We'll ask them where they get their money from, they pay the people. And they say they want to retire people. If that is the case, where they get their money from, they retire them. These processes will be put in place. You cannot just go to bed and train and work on the money and say you won't have training for immigration, and you cannot institute these measures that will honorably black without who serve our country. So you can answer your question.
Thank you so much. And if you can be a little bit brief with your answer, that would be really, really good for me, because I want So you said that Honorable Yaka Koluba said something that happened in your presence, and can you elaborate on that a little bit, if you don't mind?
The reality is, I was in the office of the speaker when the revelation came up. But to be honest, I was on the phone. But they thought I heard the speaker say, "I'm not going to do that."
Okay.
And I was like, "What? This have to do the same with money." It's because if that's the means which you're thinking, well, I'm not going to get involved with that. I was there, and that is the reality. So let me be honest with you. Let me be honest with you, my dear brother. This country problem is the national legislature. In the past, to produce speaker or deputy speaker or the ruling establishment, that is the conduit. That is the line through which everything can pass to put all their campaign money and acting and so working in the interest of the people to steal government money.
Okay.
So if few people in the executive and behaving like this, I mean another executive in that branch of government called the Senate, I just gave up on them. But that revelation was made. And all I could hear from the speaker was, I'm not a part of that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Before you go, I don't know whether my other colleague will have a question for you, but do you mind?
Do you mind coming in the room now, Dave?
Mr. Chairman?
I can read a picture because I was on the phone, like I said, but what I heard, I'm not part of that. If that is me too here and give me money, I'm not part of it.
Yeah, but okay.
So I get picture to see who all were there. But I can remember a couple was there. I can remember, I think Ellen or somebody. We were many in the room. We were 1 of 5, 6 in the room.
But it was confirmed. It was confirmed to you that they were talking about $4 million.
My dear brother, I am telling you, yes. Money will be discussed to be given. I think they wanted to get him $1 million. I said, no. If that is the case, please, I'm not part of this.
All right. So my question to you now, and my request to you, can you come to SKTV so we can have a conversation on national issues?
Oh, yes. I will come to SKTV. After our meeting tomorrow, I will come to SKTV.
Sebu, you think it's hard to deal with Yaka? They better Yaka on steroid.
No, but we want to talk to him directly so we can have enough time to ask a lot of questions.
I will give you adequate of time. You will critique me. You will cross-examine me, and I will tell you some of the unfoldings in the country where people say that the executive and the thing that we are stooges that can be used for people personal interest. It's not going to happen in this country. Musa knows me.
So
you cannot come on few people in your country. You can tell some of us.
So can we count you? Can we count on you tomorrow?
So many matters, and we're not going to sit and allow anybody to think our repetition in the name of the legislature is corrupt. We will unleash some of those very corrupt people in our very legislature today, including the Senate.
So Honorable colleague, can we count on you tomorrow after the meeting to go to Truth FM so we can have a conversation with you?
Okay, after the meeting tomorrow, just call me around 3 or 4 o'clock and let me tell you how my business schedule look like.
Yeah, so don't miss that meeting.
The program is
good. But I think you're having the time. So after give me a call. Maybe after maybe the meeting may last for like maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. I don't know. But just give me.
So the program for the show, is 6 p.m. If you can't make it tomorrow, we can make it the day after tomorrow. But as long as you commit to coming to SKTV to have a national competition, that's what we want.
No problem. So just give me a reminder call after 2 hours upon our meeting.
Okay. So Steve and Monk, before I go, you can call about you hear from your colleague. Anything you want to say before you leave? Honorable Kolba? Honorable Yaka Kolba, can you hear me? All right. Lofa, that is Steve and Monk are away. So Lofa, you have a question for Honorable?
Yes, I really don't have a question for the representative, but what I want to say to the representative is how much I am impressed. Look, I have always said this, and I will continue to say this. Right?
Okay. Lofa, just a second. Yeah, Honorable Kolba, go ahead quickly.
So, Sekou, I will be in Liberia very soon. Let me say to my supporters and the people of District Number 10 that I'm still alive. I'm moving very strong, trying to handle some things to come right back. And I will be in Liberia very, very soon so we can start the process. The peaceful sit-in. Sit-in is a must. Nothing will cancel it. It's not political. It's not about political party. It's about the Liberian people. Joseph Parker need to give account of everything that has been misused. Honor him in Sawama. And it will. It's a must. The peaceful setting is a must. We will not assemble to where they want us to assemble. We will assemble to where the Liberian people will decide to assemble, not to where they want us to assemble. If anybody think they'll go say, you're going to football field, you lie. No way we will assemble. We'll get people that will assemble to EAW Junction. We'll get people to Red Light, people to Nuclear Town, people all over. We will assemble to where we want to assemble. Let me assure the Liberian people, let Liberia come first and Liberia come last. Let me say thank you, Sekou, President Mo, and Lofa Jidas, the new Unity Party man on the plan, Lofa Jidas, and Mabel, and the political,
the chief analyst, Brazilian monk.
Yeah, the chief analyst and the new Unity Party man on the plan, Lofa Jidas.
Oh.
And Steve.
Oh, Chief, you know the party man. No.
I will say you Steve picture in, you know the party t-shirt in the hat.
Lofa Julius too. All right, Honorable Kolba, thank you so much.
I will say the picture.
Okay, that's good. So, Lofa, go ahead.
To be honest with you,
Mr. Chairman, do we still have Honorable Colley on the line?
Huh?
Do we still have Honorable Colley on the line?
You want me to call him back?
Because Lofa wanted to say something to him. But
no, really, I didn't have a question for him, but I just wanted to, commend. I just wanted to commend him for his stance because at this point,
hold on, I want to tell you something.
At this point, I sincerely believe in disruptors, and I don't want to have it termed in a derogatory way, but I want to appreciate you and others who have decided to stand up for the Constitution of Liberia. The likes of Representative Musa Hassan Benedi. While it is true that I will continuously give him harder time than you can imagine. Senator, Representative, Yeke Koluba, I think that we deserve and we need disruptors in the midst of those politicians who think that they can simply just maneuver the way and get what is done at the detriment of the suffering masses. So whatever you do in the best interest of Liberian, I want to say thank you. And thanks to you and your family for the mere fact that you're doing this is because you have your family on the front line, and there's so much that has to do with that. So I want to appreciate you for your consistent effort. This is my very first time hearing and engaging you, but anyone who is of your mindset, who is fighting for Liberian and will consistently fight for Liberian regardless of how the public perceive them, but they're doing it in the best interest of Liberia. I want to say thank you to you, your family, and everybody else who believe in your ideas and your ideology. We must and we will change Liberia together with your help and your consistency. Now, let us not buy into the idea, the advocacy of pretense and deception. So I want to say thank you to you, Honorable Musa Hassan Bededi, Yeke Koluba, and few other people who consistently fight for the transformation that we desire in Liberia. So we will do the best we can to support you guys. And when you go wrong, we'll beat on you as well. Not physically, but verbally.
Steve, are you there?
Thank you.
I'm here. Well,
Okay.
I want to say thanks to the representative. You see, for me, I like people who can keep it 100% and real. I'm not sure where he's been, but I think we need him more, involved in talking, or, we need more of these kind of people, to be very honest. I won't say this on the radio. When you're doing Liberian politics, then let easy people, then let quiet people, then let nice people. In fact, they don't even understand diplomatic people. Criminals and rogues don't understand diplomacy. They don't. So all that thing you see people coming sometimes, they won't play quiet, they won't play cool, they won't play nice. Forget that thing. Forget that thing. They like people who will hold them like the way this Representative Colley is holding them, the way Yege can hold them, and the way other people can hold them. Call it as it is. If that Joseph Boaga is a criminal, call Joseph Boaga a criminal. He can lie, say he can lie. He's a role, say he's a role. Forget about that tradition thing. They're stealing from you. They're eating the future. They're killing your children. Your women are suffering. And you say, oh, that tradition. Okay, no problem. So, Representative Colley, I applaud you. We hope to have more interaction with you. And please don't stop. But also on SKTV, we are the people who can say when you do good things, but we can also hold you accountable. So we'll be checking your record too. We want you to know. When you count the show, we'll check your record. Just so you know. So we'll be digging behind you too. All I want to say to you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable President Monk, do you have something to say to the representative and before we go to the chairman?
Not really. I will be following the activities tomorrow religiously concerning that issue. For me, I love people can say what they want to say. I give the lawmaker credit for taking the toughest stand and holding the line for Liberian people. But for me, I believe in action more than words. I will see what they will do tomorrow, and we will be monitoring that. What we call SKTV. We can walk and chew gum here. We can say Hosanna, and then that we can tell you say you will be crucified. We don't play any side. So at the end of the day, it's all about the action. And I pray that the Liberian people, that our lawmakers, we can form a caucus, an independent caucus that will be holding government accountable. Until we can get to that point, it will be nothing about Fanti Lecture and Tom and Jerry that I will call it. When you hang out with the Fanti people, you can have a meaningful discussion in Ghana for like 30, 40 minutes. After that, certain part of the discussion, I gotta be talking for talking sake. I don't want to talk for talking sake. We want to see result and action. So until we can get to that point, until you guys can form a legislative body in the name of a caucus to do the Liberian people work, then I will know we are really serious for business. And it comes with number two, because at the end of the day, in politics, it's not about the morality, it's all about getting things done. And it takes number to move the ball in politics, especially for where you guys find yourself as lawmakers in the House of Representatives. Yeah, that's the people's house. Until we can get the numbers, we will just be running on the hamster wheel. Nothing's going to change.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Steve.
Before the chairman closes up, somebody wanted to say something to the chairman quick. for 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. Let me take it off this Bluetooth really quick. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Yeah, thank you very much. Sekou, thank you, Lofa, thank you, Melbourne, and Brazilian Monk, thank you. But let me particularly say thank you to the chairman, Ability. This is Jan Bowman. I wanted to say thank you to the chairman because, in life they say it's good to give someone their flowers while they are alive. So I wish to give the chairman his flower while he's alive. Chairman Ability is a man that has a heart. He's a humble man. He's a very friendly man. And I say this in particular because of what he did for me when I went to Liberia. I know I've said this before on some other platform. I don't know if you listen, but I will say it again. When my mother passed sometime this year? Yeah, sometime this year, I went to Liberia. And I asked him ability to assist me, with a vehicle. And true to his word, he said it was no problem. Actually did that. He assigned a driver to me and gave me a vehicle that I used throughout when I was there. Even as the vehicle broke down, I called him and said, Chairman, the vehicle is not functional. We were involved in an accident. Chairman Billy said, don't worry, we'll fix it, we'll send it back to you. And Chairman Billy did that. I wanted to acknowledge that, Steve. I wanted to acknowledge that, Sekou. A man deserves his praises when he does the right thing. Chairman Billy, you are one of a kind. Thank you, and I wish you well in all that you do. Now, the only other question I have for you, Chairman Billy, the farm that you're doing in Liberia, for the people of District 7, I wish you would talk more about it because people need to know what is it that you are doing as a lawmaker for your district. Thank you, Chairman Billy. I'm forever grateful. Thank you, Steve, for allowing me this time.
Thank you. Well, Chairman Billy, don't forget about our
Hold on, is that the young guy from the ANC?
Yes,
Nambo.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
So, do you want us to take a few calls or we can close now because we've been in there for
almost 3 hours.
So maybe we can take call next time now.
I got a very important.
Yeah, and beyond that too, we have we have taken over Truth FM, their timing today, and because I know because the chairman is here.
I know they are mad.
I want to be considerate too, in as much as they allow us to pass our time, but I want to be conscious of their own time. So I don't want us to take any call after
I think next time when I'm coming on.
So Chairman, first of all, before you close, I want to say thank you for bringing this representative online, Representative Colley. He called in before and he was disagreeing with you. And luckily that day, both you and Honorable Colley were on the line here. I remember. So, and what I heard from him today, like many other Liberians, I think he's sounding very strong. But Liberia mostly, we don't pay attention to people, especially revelations.
Mm-hmm.
If the statement just made or confirmed by Honorable Colley, it was made by Honorable Yega Koroba and confirmed by Colley, that money was discussed in tune of millions of dollars of Liberian people money to be shared among lawmakers. I think this is a straw that could break the camel spark. The public deserve to know who are the people that call Honorable Fanatic Kofa if he was not compromised, if he at all he didn't take the money. The public will let you know who are the people that call him and offer him $1 million to compromise the interest of the Liberian people. If he doesn't do that, then definitely he himself is compromised. Then he does not deserve to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Because he can't be the people speaker and be compromised. I think it was an honorable thing for you to have said, I don't want to be part of that. But you cannot say, I don't want to be part of that, and then in the end, you shade the doer of the act. It's like aiding and abetting. If you're not going to be part of it, you got to expose it. so that if the fact that you are not part of it, that it shouldn't happen. But if Honorable Fonati Kufa sat on it and allow the corruption to go through and say you don't want to be part of it, that means you're already a part of it. Knowing it and not saying it, they say when you see something, you must say something. Knowing about it, or in fact being contacted directly. The people will calling him not to expose themselves in your corruption act. That means they were caught red-handed. I think the speaker should be able to come clean, clarify who called him, who made the call to him, and the $1 million they talk about, whether he took it or he didn't take it, and the people who actually were sharing the money, we'd like to know. It was great having you here, and it was also even better for Honorable Koloba to come on and Honorable Koli to come and add more juice to this conversation. I think we will dig deeper and get more information moving forward. But we can't thank you enough, Chairman Belede, for always being available.
Thank you. Like I said, Sego, I know sometimes it shows weakness on my part, but I have been a victim of false allegations, so I'm always very careful. In trying to accuse people, I have insisted on audit of the house so that from there we are able to call people the name we want to call them. But until then, it's difficult. I'm not in the position to do that. If I were with a speaker, that kind of thing happening, I would insist that he expose it. I just heard it on here today. As a speaker, and I have never spoken of anything like this before. We do not, well, here now we talk on a lot of things and we talk in confidence, and at no time he had said this to me. I do know that the legislature is very corrupt. I do know that the 2024 budget is corrupted, and it needs to be corrected. Hopefully we'll have the courage in an attempt to select a member of the very body, or members of the very body that has been accused of manipulating it. But it doesn't have to be whether or not it's Ways and Means Committee or not. I think that we pass a law and give agencies the right to look into things like this. These agencies must be, it's just like, God forbid, if a lawmaker is accused of corruption or criminal act, they're not really one we investigated. The Ministry of Justice and the Attorney General and the Solicitor General, we have to investigate it. If a law is passed and the president signs it and people manipulate it and change it, that is a serious crime. The point I'm asking here is that at what point in time these changes were made? Were they made before the president signed it or after the president signed it? Or were these imaginary alterations, or were the budget, or whatever it is, we need to know. Because the budget is not supposed to come from Ministry of Finance to go to the president. The budget is supposed to come from the office of the speaker to the president. So it means that what's supposed to be sent to the president is supposed to be what? It is only an external body that can establish all these crimes. And then to set up an internal investigation is window dressing, and I think that I'm against it, and I hope that that's not what we're going to do. And if we do that, it will backfire. And I will be very vocal. I'll be very robust on this, and I will not be. I will be relentless. Our laws have been broken. Children are dying. No school. Babies women, pregnant women are dying for no money, and people cannot be playing with the country money nowadays. So at the end of the day, I hope we all will find the courage to make it different. But I'm happy to always be here, Siku. I want to say Steve, Monk, Maple, yeah, thank you. I mean, it helps all of us to inform the public, to keep our people informed. And I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for allowing me the space, the time, to give you some headache. But, Lofa, but this is my first encounter with you on SKTV, and it's nice. Isn't it really nice here, quiet?
That's
How,
this representative know how to take shot at people.
no,
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying is that
That's the quiet.
look, I'm basically trying to say, here I'm asking, I'm answering tough question, but I'm allowed to say what I want to say. And then I have all of my time that I need to speak. Unfortunately, that is not easily coming by, in other instances. I'll be diplomatic on that. Before I know I will get fired for that. But,
I'll remind you on the closing argument when you appear on there. Don't remember. Don't forget.
I'm going on a closing argument this week. So and I will call you and say, Lopa, you see what I will tell you? When people be all in my throat. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
All right,
guys.
gentlemen, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Maybe thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, gentlemen, you want to say anything to close, because I don't think we can take call now. People, you calling me, but I don't want to take any more call. We've been here for 3 hours
No,
now.
me, I go now.
Yeah, we can go now. So, you can close now so we can say goodbye. Maybe I want to say something before we go. Maybe it's kind of.
Well, nothing much. I don't want to say thanks to all of you. I've just been sitting back quietly and been observing all of the talks with our chairman and a lot of other lawmakers who also call in, and that's the thing. As we move on again on tomorrow, mind you, tomorrow there'll be a lot of news, there'll be a lot of stories coming up again tomorrow about all of these things that are ongoing. So I'm grateful. Thanks to the panelists. Thanks to Lofa Julius. Even though Yaka Koruba, I've said you are more than other behind the scene, one of the green man, but I know that you are very, very tough person. So thank you so much for coming on. Thanks to all of you. A wonderful night from our end.
All right. Mom, still close it. Mom, what say you, as your parting comment?
Well, my closing argument for Liberia is very simple. I love the tenacity from this lawmaker that are advocating, that are holding the line. But I know when you take a step back, at the end of the day, it's about moving the ball. Yeke Koluba, chairmanability, the old man from Grand Bassa County. I want consensus building. I want to see a legislative caucus that will be there to hold the line for the Liberian people while we work on all our modalities. Because at the end of the day, Yeke can bring all the fight to the floor. And if we can get a legislation that will help make the country to move forward, it just becomes like nothing but showmanship at the end of the day. Yeah, you like the idea that Yeke being consistent. The problem with Liberia is we don't have the prosecutory aspect of our law to punish people. Second, there is a reason when somebody is driving out on insurance, you can tell them, you can literally tell how many days they will spend in jail. The reason being because when you violate a crime here, they're specific on the punishment for that crime. If somebody was to engage in money laundering, you can literally project how many years they can go to jail. Why you think so? Because the laws were written with punishment. I will tell you, yeah, in Liberia, those are the things that are missing. So we are not short on laws. We are not short on provisions. We are not short on the amendment. The thing we are short on is laws that clearly define the punishment for breaking the rules. That's what we are missing in Liberia. And until we can get a legislative caucus to push the Liberian people agenda forward, we will still be talking the same thing over and over. That's why a guy like Samuel Tour can take 25 million, pull it in the car trunk, carry to money changer that are not even registered to have a legitimate business because he believes he will get away and nobody will hold him accountable. There are not laws that specify giving punishment for any crime. So I will stop there for the day. And thanks, guys, as always.
Lofa.
Thank you again, guys. On SKTV, I often say to people, my birth home is Liberia and not any social media platform, or regardless of where I may be consistently represented, whether it's on Closing Argument or SKTV or Across Africa Network, right? I commit myself to transformation in Liberia. So when I hear what is important for Liberia, I engage. And even on Prince Sheriff Network, Prince Sheriff, one of those who actually have been very vocal, and we have gone back and forth. I appear on his network to discuss several things that have to do with Liberia, because I feel like all of us must be involved regardless of our political disagreement. In that regard, I want to say this though. Why it is true that we can only get to a certain point in the transformation that is needed in Liberia, we must test the system. Okay, we must put the law to the test that is required. I think Mr. Alexander Cummings attempted in doing that. And I think all of us as Liberians should not see ourselves as above or beyond. We should also do in similar ideas. We should test the laws when it comes to that. And that way, it gives us idea as to how we can amend. And if there is need to have to just recalibrate, we can get to that part of it, or just trash the whole doggone constitution and get something new. We can get to that point, but in the process, we must also due diligence. That is to make sure that we are testing every aspect of it. When it requires legislative implementation, let us go there. Let us get it done. Let us make sure the people understand that people are not simply violating the law. And this is what is happening consistently. And to be honest with you, others may say contrary to what I'm stating here tonight. Far from 2017 up until now, I am very much impressed with the new wave of lawmakers who are now coming in and are attempting to do something differently. I'm saying, I know Yeke Koluba is now with the wave of 2017, but I'm saying like a Yeke Koluba, the recent lawmaker who just came, Honorable Musa Hassan Bedri, whether they are just, is it just a showboat? But again, this is why the likes of Sekou Kane, Moses, my brother Monk, and other people are here to consistently hold them accountable for their contribution. If we consistently hold these people accountable, I can assure you that in the not too distant future, we will experience what we consider transformation, because the people back home will now see some length or some the level of consistency in the advocacy. It has been consistently revealed to them that those who have portrayed themselves as advocates or as activists have consistently been about themselves. They have been about what goes in their pocket. It's never been about the people. And so to see a new wave of people who say, I don't want your money, I don't want your cash app, I don't want your Zelle or anything, I just want your honest support to make sure that we can transform Liberia together. I think the people will resonate, and the message will resonate with the people a lot better than what we see today. And I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic that we together will change Liberia, and definitely we can fight to make Liberia a better place.
Yeah, Steve.
Well, the only thing I want to say is something is clear here over the past few weeks. Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence's name has been coming up in almost all of the corruption scandals.
Yeah.
Something is not adding up, and that's very concerning. And these things are not planned. We don't ask this question behind closed doors. For example, when the representative from Grand Bassa District 2 came here, he was clear that he sent a list, and he didn't call them by the name. He said, Yomli changed the list. And that's concerning. That is concerning. That means, everybody can have the same problem with you at the same time. When everybody got the same problem with you at the same time, that means you got a problem. And so maybe it's time for Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence to be looked into. And she can rest assured that in as much that we're cool we're friends, but SKTV is going to go above and beyond to look into some of these accusations, and we'll definitely provide the facts to the Liberian people. We're not here to fool around. Not because we have a friendship with you or whatever that means we can't shoot you. No, we're not on our level with nobody. We're not on our level with you. So in the next few days, we'll be looking into some of these allegations, especially as a Senate pro tem, to be part of an allegation that they're dividing money and your knee inside you get your own day one. It's very concerning. It is very, very concerning. Even with a budget issue, it is very concerning. The last thing I want to say is this. At the end of the day, you will let SKTV because we're not going nowhere. And all of you will come around. We're not going nowhere, we're here to stay. The thing what we said a long time ago, whether you call all liars or you insulted us, it will happen. And all of us will be alive, we'll see it, we're here, and we know it. So we're here, and we welcome all our brothers and our sisters from the Unity Party, those who call themselves Animal Swans. We welcome you. It's not too late to change. It's okay for you to take a name where your parent or man gave you or the name that you married into. It's okay for you to take it. We don't get a problem with that. You can always change your names. There's nothing wrong. That's all I wanted to say.
So I want to say thank you to you guys, to the chairman, to all the representatives and everybody, the radio station. I'm very much, appreciative of all of you. So from yesterday, I decided not to talk about money as the fundraiser that we did this week. We mostly target at least 30 to 40 people. We have 7 people. So today, one person sent $25. Yesterday, it was 8 people yesterday. So today, one person sent $25 to make it 9 people. So that 9 people we got for this week. I didn't want to talk about money in the middle of a very, engaged show. So it can be like, it's all about money. But I also don't want to leave without recognizing other people's contribution. The person who sent us the $25 say they want to remain anonymous or want to appreciate you. I want to say thank you to all of you. So in week, we do good, some week, not so much. But it is what it is. We'll do our best to be here as much as we can. And we'll do our best to bring you all the facts and to engage all leaders, lawmakers, other government officials, and non-government officials, private sector people, everybody. If you know something, if you have something to share with us, feel free to reach out. We'll definitely, be here to listen to you. And if you give us information, we don't just run with information. We dig deeper to ascertain the facts before we can bring it to the public. That makes us SKTV. And let me say this again, we will not be where we are without you, without your support, the engagement, and everything you do that making SKTV better and stronger. I want to thank all of you. Lofa Julia, as always, thank you for coming on. And like we said last time, we are available. Let us know whenever, you want us to share our thoughts and opinion on issues on your network, whether it's across Africa, whether it's the closing argument or any other platform that you want us to go and contribute. Feel free to let us know. We'll be more than happy to go there to share our opinion on issues that matter to our people and country at large. I want to say thank you to all of you for your support. We'll be here tomorrow. But you didn't do well today, though, this week. But again, it is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do as well. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, good night. Love you all.